Yo, 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 yo. What's up? What's going down? How we feeling? How we doing? What's popping? We are here checking in on another Friday night in the Waffle House. What's going on? Good people, man. It's your dog Toddy checking in, man. As always, man, little maintenance here. If you'll do your boy a huge favor, man, and make sure that you do hit that like button for your dog, man. It really helps me out a great deal. I do definitely appreciate it. Y'all know how we get down in Waffle House. Make sure you put in the chat what you want from the kitchen. We're gonna take good care of you. Y'all know we got a full bar back there. So if you want something to drink, let us know that as well, man. Also, man, rep them area codes in the chat also, man, so I can shout everybody out. Love to see what people watching from. Where you from, where you at, or even where you're trying to be, as we always say. But regardless of all that, rep it. All right, so we are here, man. Another Friday. Apologize, I missed it last Friday, but we here tonight to get it popping, man. So far, checking in, we got our dog Seth Thomas in the building. So there's a rotisserie seagull, tobacco, rum, and a Dr. Pepper. Order up. I got you, bro. That's a real unique order, Seth. I do dig it though. We got our dog Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is in the building as well. Appreciate y'all always coming through, showing a bunch of love. Daniel, man, hope you're doing real good tonight. Hope you have a great weekend, man. Hope all your teams win this weekend, also including the Falcons, of course. Yeah. So got some things to discuss tonight on the Waffle House, y'all. Got some things to discuss on the Waffle House. Hopefully we get a good panel come up also tonight. And we'll chop everything up here together as a group. But how y'all doing, man? How y'all feeling? Did anybody watch that Florida State game tonight? I didn't watch it, but I saw they lost again to Duke Blue Devils, man. What's Florida State now? Like what, 1-6, I think, 1-5, 1-6, something like that. Man, so they're obviously got a lot of work to do this off season, recruiting wise, and you might see some coaches get fired down there in Tallahassee as well. Falcons, we got the Seahawks, man. This Sunday, we back at the crib, back at the Benz. We are 4-2 coming to this game. Seattle is 3-3, I think, coming into this game. Seattle has lost their last 3, so Seattle's looking for a get-right game against Atlanta, man. They're looking to get back right against the Falcons, so, we got to come with it. They're going to come in our career ready to play, so we're going to have to get after it. We come into the game as a 3-point favorite, and I think what's the unofficial rule in Vegas? They get a home team 3 points, so Vegas looked like it's a pretty even matchup. And from the point spread, they kind of figure it could go either way. Let's see who we got in here. We got our dog Brian Cornelius in the building representing that 404 Cannon Road Flat Shows in the building. Shout out to the 404 Fulton County in this thing. Atlanta, Georgia in this thing. What's happening there? We got our brother Millie Mills in the building. ABG, what's up with it? What's up, Millie Mills, my dog? How you doing, man? We got our brother C-Dub is in the building. Also, shout out to you, C-Dub. How you feeling, my friend? Also, I had the pleasure to be on C-Dub's show. I think it was Wednesday of this week. We had a great show. Make sure that you do subscribe to C-Dub's channel. Drops a lot of great Falcons content. And for our wrestling fans, drops a lot of great wrestling content also. So make sure to show him some love. Check him out on YouTube doing his thing. We got our other brother, OG John Harris, is in the building representing the Eye Test in this thing. Y'all make sure if you're not subscribed to the Eye Test Wednesday night at 10 p.m. They always have a great show. I watched the show last Wednesday, as I always do, and they put on a great show also. So make sure to show John a bunch of love, and also his tag team partner, Winston Thornton, as well. John says, give me 2 pork chops with lemon pepper seasoning and hash browns cooked like a potato chip. Let's ring the bell for that. With a pecan and chocolate chip waffle, pour me a Guinness stout in a tall glass. Order up, John. I got you. Got you. We got our dog T Terry in the house. What's saying, T Terry? Says, my God, Tyler, how you, bro? I'm doing great, man. Doing absolutely great. Cannot complain. If I complain, I'll be lying to you, T Terry. Says, Pam sausage grits with cheese, boiled eggs. Okay. And some unsweet cranberry juice. Order up. Got you, T-Tier. Appreciate you coming through as usual. C Dub says, I'm in Aiken, South Cackalack. Okay, shout out to the Carolinas. So I don't know the area code. Aiken, I think, is 803. 803 or 843. I think it's one of those two. It might even be 864. The area code 770 C double special. I got you. Got you. We got our dog Coach in the building. Also, what's happening with you, Coach? How you doing tonight, brother? Says, you know, I'm here in that 832, representing that 832. Shout out to the whole 832 in the building. Texas know who I'm talking about. Hook 'em horns. Let's go. We'll see tomorrow, man. We're going to see tomorrow, bro. We're going to see tomorrow, boy. We're going to see. We ready. We ready. We ready. We got our dog, Devarius, in this house. What's up, Devarius? Says, I'm confident Falcons offense will move the ball, but the defense need to get tight. We have to stop the run. I do agree immediately because they're bringing the version of Bijan and Tyler. Great comment. And I totally agree, man. They're going to come out to try to beat us, man, because like I said, they're on a 3-game slide, and they don't want to go 3-4, try to climb out that hole. So they're going to bring everything they got at us, man. So we got to protect the crib. We got to protect the Benz. Self says the same thing. Stop the run, Toddy. I agree. I agree with both of y'all. Absolutely agree. Pan sausage. Okay, I got you, T-Terry. We got our brother William Amy in this thing. Says going to handle business Sunday. Let's ring the bell for that. I totally agree. And speaking of Winston Thorne, there go my dog. Says what's going on, Buck and Chat? Smash that like button, please. Smash the like button for your dog, man. Please do. What's going on, bro? Winston, how you doing, fella? William says 912 in the building. Shout out to the whole 912 in this thing. What's happening, 912? 804 stand up. Shout out, Virginia is in the building, y'all. Strong. What's happening? Miss Lisa Shepherd in the building also. What's going on, Lisa? How we doing tonight? What's happening? Jamal in this thing repping that 706 strong. Yes, I said strong. Shout out to the whole 706 in this thing. Lisa said, you already know what time it is with me. 404 or nothing. Shout out to Atlanta, Georgia in the building. William said they're going to try to copy us this week. Point game official in the building. The team just has to stick to the basics. I absolutely agree. Stick to what we do best, what we've been doing these last 3 games. We will be absolutely fine. William says we got to stop the explosive plays in the middle. Yeah, it's been iffy with us in the middle of the field defensively. Pretty much, well, I would say pretty much the whole year, but I say probably more so the last 4 games. Divas in the house. What's going on, Divas? What's happening? She repping that 678 is in the building. Shout out to everybody in the 678. What's happening? Shouted Red on the track. Southwest ATL, Ben Hill, Ben Real, repping that 404. Let's ring the bell for the 404 coming through here. As always, reigning supreme in this thing. Point games is run and stop their run, make them one-dimensional. I do agree. Brian Cornelius says, let me get some of that Remy at VSOP with a splash of Coke and lemon juice. I like that, bro. I got you. Order up. We got you. Let's get this thing on the road. DJ, cut that music, man. Let's go. Appreciate everybody coming in, man. Let's get the show on the road. Hey, man, one thing that I want to talk about tonight to get things started, man, is you see the title, are Atlanta Falcons fans being unrealistic? You know, I know that seems like a splash of sarcasm in that title. I mean, it is, but it really isn't. These last 2 weeks specifically, man, the talk and the I guess amongst the Falcons fan base outside of winning our games is, you know, trading. You know, everybody that I'm coming across with in the real and online and offline, social media, all platforms, everybody is talking about, you know, we should make some trades. Specifically trading for a pass rusher. You know, that's really been the talk of the town. So tonight, what I really want to dive into with everybody, and you know, please, you know, make your opinion heard as well. You know, I want to ask, like, are we being unrealistic, you know, with our wishes, you know, when we're talking about trade? Not necessarily saying that you're being unrealistic when you say Falcons should make a trade, because everybody, you know, wants what's best for the teams, from the fans, the owners, the players. so forth and so have you. More specifically, what I mean when I say are we being unrealistic is some of the trade scenarios that have been discussed and talked about it and pondered upon. you know are we being realistic with that? Because I'm gonna be honest, man, I have heard every I have heard every big name pass rusher from the rooter to the tutor that we should trade for. Everybody, I think the only name I haven't heard yet was TJ Watt, and I'll probably hear that name tomorrow, Monday. We should trade for TJ Watt. But that's kind of what I mean. Like, are we being unrealistic? Of course, you hear people saying, we should trade for Miles Garrett. We should trade for Max Crosby. I've heard people discuss should we trade for Micah Parsons. I mean, and those three names alone, you talking about some big dogs in the NFL. You talking about some real big dogs. You talking about some big steppers. Some real big steppers, man. Real huge big steppers. So I asked, like, I mean, are we being unrealistic? And let me say this, because I don't mean to sound facetious with the topic of discussion, because I understand where this conversation is coming from. As Falcons fans, we haven't been winning in this part of the season probably damn near a decade, probably since what, like 2017. And we're about to turn the calendar over to 2025. So needless to say, it's been a long time since we have been winning at this point in the season, 4-2, looking good at this point in the season. So naturally, fans are looking at what we perceive as the weak area in the team, and we want to try to find a way to improve it. We all want a better pass rush. We recognize our lack of pass rush. So as fans, we throw out ideas on how we can improve the pass rush. When you only got 5 sacks in 6 games, that's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. So I mean, I totally understand, the rationale of our fan base wanting us to trade for a pass rusher, because without the feedback that I hear from people, like, hey man, we in win now mode. This is supposed to be us doing it all this year. This is our year. We laying it all on the table. But truthfully speaking, outside of when you're in an obvious rebuild, that's the mantra for every team every year. Again, it's just that we haven't been winning for so long. Now that we're at this point, we feel like we got to come to the plate in the third inning. I'm gonna use a baseball analogy. I think we feel like we got to come to the plate in the third inning, and we're up 2-1 in the third inning. We're winning the game, and we're batting. Third inning, the score is 2-1, and we are winning. But we feel like, hey, we got to hit a grand slam. Hey man, we got 6 more innings to play. So we don't necessarily need a grand slam to win the game. It would be nice if we got one, but we don't necessarily need one. And I think that's where a lot of fans are at. They just want to hit a real big grand slam, but I don't think enough attention is being paid to what's on the other side of a trade, of the magnitude of the names that I've been hearing mentioned. Miles Garrett. I don't think people are really considering what you have to give up in the long term if you go get a Miles Garrett. I don't think people have took time out to go look at salary cap implications for both teams. It takes two to tango. You got to go look at, okay, well, how would that affect Atlanta's future salary cap and our ability to stabilize the team in the future? You want to win now, you want to win later too. So I don't think people pay enough attention to what the salary cap implications for the Falcons or the salary cap implications for the Browns. There's two sides of the coin. The Browns just can't trade him and just say, okay, he traded, bump it, he gone. No, there's some dead money associated with that also. You know what I mean? And for the Cleveland Browns, there's a lot of dead money associated with that. So for them and their salary, I mean, they may not want to sit there and eat all their dead money just to help the Falcons win, possibly pursue a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Same thing. You bring a guy like Max Crosby into the team. You know, you're going to have to observe his salary. You know, and again, these are premier defensive players. You know, why would Cleveland want to trade Myles Garrett? You know, why would the Browns want to trade away Myles Garrett? You know, why would the Raiders want to get rid of Crosby? Why? You spend 20, 30 years in your draft trying to find a Max Crosby in the draft. Same thing for Micah Parsons. I mean, Parsons is still on a rookie deal. He's as cheap as he's ever gonna be. I mean, why would Dallas try to get rid of a premier defender who's on a rookie deal? And the next year he's going to be I think he'll be in the fifth year of the rookie fifth year option next year. So based on what he's given that team these first 4 years, even on the fifth year option, he's still gonna kind of be relatively cheap. Um, so that's kind of what I wanna kind of dive into. Like, are we being realistic? You know, with these trades? Because hey, stuff is gonna come with that, and if these guys are traded for by chance, if Cleveland does trade Myles Garrett, Oakland does trade Crosby, Dallas, and Parsons, it's not gonna be cheap, y'all. I say this all the time, but there's no front office that wants to try to help the Falcons win their first Super Bowl. I promise y'all, there's not a team in the NFL that feels sorry for us that we hadn't won a Super Bowl. Not one team. In fact, they all would prefer we don't win a Super Bowl. You know, they all want to continue to look down on us and pick at us. Hey, 28-3, y'all can't get right. You know, they want to keep us at the bottom. So nobody is gonna cut the Falcons some sweet deal. Oh well, yeah, we'll trade y'all Myles Garrett for a little bit of nothing, just because we want to see y'all win a Super Bowl, even though we the Cleveland Browns and we just a big of a joke of a franchise as y'all are. You know what I mean? So nobody's gonna try to cut us any kind of sweet deal to try to try to assist us to hopefully get over the hump, get the monkey off our back. Nobody's trying to help us. No, only front office trying to help us is the one in Flowery Branch. The rest of them, they don't give a damn about the Falcons. So they ain't finna try to cut us no deal and do us no favors and then like that. And that's the part of the conversation that I don't think enough dialogue is being had upon. And I understand why. These are fan conversations. Fans most times they're not gonna dig that deep under the dirt. You know what I mean? That's more reserved for the front office and the executives and everything like that. But that's something that needs to be discussed, because you just can't trade like you do Madden and turn off the salary cap. You know what I mean? In real life, in the real NFL, you can't turn off the salary cap. All that stuff has to be discussed. And like I say, these guys are not going to be cheap. If you think Cleveland Browns going to give you Myles Garrett for a fourth rounder and a sixth rounder, you smoking some real good kush. Some real good kush. It ain't going to happen. And if they were to trade somebody of that nature, hey man, they want premium draft picks. You talking about first rounders, you talking about second rounders, and they probably gonna want a player too. They probably gonna want a player. They probably gonna say, hey man, Kyle Pitts, hey, Tyler Algier, put him in the package. Put everybody like Tyler Algier now. All right, well, we like Cleveland Brown looking at us like, well, shit, we like Tyler Algier too. You want Myles Garrett? First rounder, second rounder, Tyler Algier, you can have him. Come on, get him. No, better yet, first rounder, 2 second rounders, and Tyler Algier. Hell, Nick Chubb, we ain't sure what his health gonna be going forward, so we need us another back. So people just ain't gonna help us out. Y'all, same thing for the Cowboys. You think Dallas gonna give you Micah Parsons on a rookie contract, and they ain't gonna try to take you to the bank. This Jerry Jones we talking about, bro. One of the most shrewd businessmen in the NFL as an owner. You think he gonna try to take you to the bank? You think Jerry Jones just gonna give you Micah Parsons for nothing? Shoot, man, Jerry Jones might want 2 first rounders, man. 2 first rounders. Shoot, I want a 4th rounder, and I want Kyle Pitts. And I want a conditional draft pick at 2026. Y'all finna get over. Y'all ain't gotta pay this man no big money for 2 more years. So shoot, y'all gonna have to pay the piper to get somebody like Micah Parsons. And you gotta think about that, man. Like they took Michael Penix in the 8th round. So the Falcons are looking at the future. We can't put ourselves in a position where we done got all these salaries. You add another big salary in a trade to your salary cap, and now you done traded all your draft picks away. And so when it's time to hand the keys to the car to Michael Penix Jr., now your salary cap effed up, and now you limited on your draft picks. So now instead of handing him the keys to the car in a transition period, you're now handing him the keys to the car in a rebuild period. And not only that, you're gonna lose probably at least 2 years of rookie salary with Michael Penix with him just being on the bench. So before you know it, you're gonna have to turn around right around and pay Michael Penix if he ends up being the quarterback that we want him to be. So that's really what I want to discuss tonight. I really want to dig deep into that tonight, y'all. Spend a good bit of time digging deep into that tonight. What I'm gonna do, I got CMO on here. I'm gonna bring him on here. Then I'm gonna drop the link, and anybody that want to come up, we'll have a discussion around this. So I'm gonna bring CMO up if he's still backstage. CMO, you still in the building?
Yeah, man. I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good, man. Appreciate you having me on, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem at all, bro. Glad you're in here. CMO, before we get started, man, like I said, we're gonna spend the first part of the show talking about our Falcons fans being unrealistic. But before we get into that, CMO, I want everybody in the chat that's watching to know that CMO does have a YouTube channel, which I'm gonna let him plug here in just a moment. And I would like y'all to subscribe to his channel. He drops some great content. He just started with his Falcons content. I watched his first 2 videos on the Falcons last night. Does an exceptional job. Does some excellent production. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to try to pull his leg and get him to produce some of my shit for me. uh, but Simo, go ahead and let people know where they can find you at on YouTube, bro.
Yeah, man. You can find me on YouTube, Point Game Official. I believe it's just all one word. I'm still looking at the algorithm, trying to figure out how people when they search me how it pulls up, and I'm still figuring out a name for the show. But yeah, I just started like you said doing the Falcons content, and man, yeah, I'm actually pretty inspired by what you got going on over here, Tidy. To definitely get going in it and everything. So I love the energy that I get talking to people in the just in the group in general. I love the strong opinions and that everybody has. So I welcome any comments and any feedback on anything that I'm doing as well too. So
No doubt. Appreciate you coming. And also, what's your logo picture? Because what that's the one thing that I really dislike about YouTube. When you search for people's channel, it's not an easy thing to do unless you like a DJ Vlad or you just got a big channel where the algorithm love you. So if they search Point Game Official, tell them what logo to look out for so they know that they're at your channel.
yeah, it's gonna be the black and white picture of Wilt Chamberlain where he was holding up. We had the 100-point game, except it says point game on it written. So yeah, it's that old school Wilt Chamberlain picture from the 100-point game. But yeah, it just says point game on it.
Dig it. And again, y'all make sure to check him out on YouTube. Point Game Officials, the YouTube channel. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Show him a bunch of love, and I'm sure he's gonna continue to drop good Falcons content. With that said, Simo, like, did you have opportunity to hear what I was saying in the background?
Yeah. No, I was hearing everything you were saying. I
Okay.
agree. Thought you were spot on with a large majority of what you were saying. Um, and I guess I don't know. Do you want me to answer that question about whether the Falcons fans are realistic or not? Or
Well, it ain't necessarily got to be you answering that question. I really just want to get your perspective pretty much on the topic. Like, do you think we should actually go after a big name, or like what's your stance? Really, is what I'm looking for.
I mean, I'm always about doing whatever it is that we can do to make the team better. So I'm not going to deny that I think that it would be helpful to be able to add a pass rusher. I just don't know, like you were saying, what pass rusher we could really add, um, for a viable price. And then we don't really have the draft capital that I think it would take, like you said, to land a Max Crosby or a Micah Parsons or a Miles Garrett. And if I'm those teams, I'm not trading it to somebody who like Atlanta that I think is going to be a potential contender. I'm going to want if I'm going to want more than 2 first round picks, but I'm going to want those to be from somebody with high draft capital in the top 10 at least. And then like you said, maybe a second and maybe some other picks and a player as well too. So, and then I don't think we have the salary cap money to add somebody like Micah Parsons or one of those other top tier guys. I believe maybe something like a Hassan Reddick, but that's not realistic because a lot of people don't realize this, but the Jets, it's a clause where if the Jets trade them to an NFC team, the Eagles will then get a second round pick instead of a third round pick. So I don't see that being a realistic option for us, unless we work something out where we are giving them something else back in return to kind of, offset that as well. So it feels like we might be pretty much stuck with what we have. There you know, I just don't know if there's anybody we can add that's going to really give us some help. We might be able to add some type of developmental player, but it's not going to be a big splash name that people are going to just feel extra gung ho or know them as a household name. Um, you know,
Yeah, I do agree with you. And with me, another component of it is like we just traded for Matthew Judon for a third rounder, and again, I know that's not like a first or second rounder, but hey, you still can find quality players in the third rounder. Not only that,
Absolutely.
we don't even know if he'll be here next year. So we could have just gave away a third round pick for a 1 year rental. At this point, we don't know. You know, so I really just don't want to get to a point where we start the draft and try to keep our momentum going, and we don't got any draft picks for like 1 or 2 years. We done kind of sold the farm, and now you're gonna have to eventually hand these keys over to Michael Penix. So you don't want to hand him the keys, and you ain't, your team needs to be rebuilt. you know.
Agreed. Agreed. And look, here's the other thing too. Like you mentioned, we got Matthew Jadon. I believe that he is a better edge defender against the run and against the pass on passing downs than say Bud Dupree was. And I believe that with Zach Harrison coming along and some of those other players that we added in the draft and in free agency, that culmination is better than what we ultimately would have got just out of Calais Campbell alone. So I don't think our guys forgot how to rush the passer or forgot how to play football. I think we play too much of a soft zone, and we even when we're playing man coverage, we're giving up too much of a cushion. We got these guys playing 8 yards off the ball. That's like already a first down as they could just pop right up and toss that out. Last year we played a lot of press man. Um, and I think that we have this philosophy of not letting anything get deep. So that's why we kind of have that bend but don't break and a lot of passing yardage and a lot of yards against us. And it kind of played this early in the season too with getting off the field on first downs. Getting short, getting longer second and third down situations. Off of our first downs, we were allowing too much where we had third and short, and it makes it harder to get after the passer and rush the passer in those situations as well too. So just
So
my opinion.
so you think playing less zone coverage would actually help the pass rush out? That's what you're saying?
Well, if we're gonna play zone, at least allow them to press a little bit. I think that AJ Terrell especially excels with that. I mean, Mike Hughes was here was on the team last year as well too. So I think those guys can get if you allow them to get a little bit physical and allow them to mix it up a little bit more. I like going between zone and man as well. I'm not saying we should go purely only man, but I think we should be able to mix it up a little bit more and not play so soft. Um, even when we're on some of our blitzes, I noticed that like we're 7, 8 yards, you know, off the line of scrimmage with these guys sometimes, and we've got safeties in the back who can help over top in some of those situations. So I feel like they can scheme it up a little bit different and not be as conservative at times, maybe.
Yeah, and also I want to read out a comment from Keely. He makes a good point. I think he says we really need to see what Trice is before we throw cap space away, which I actually do agree with. We actually just drafted a lot of guys on the
Just
defensive
drafted.
line, so
Yep.
I kind of feel like we need to at least see what we got there before we, like bump it. Let's just go ahead and mortgage the whole house out on the future. Let's see what we got there. Rookie ain't played a whole lot, so it ain't like we ain't got no options. We can kind of see what's gonna be before we just, throw our salary cap, you know, uh, hurt the salary cap, I'll say in the future, and also throw away draft picks. I mean, and again, I get it. As fans, we just ain't seen this since probably 2017, so we antsy. And as Falcons fans, we feel like we see one win a season. Hell, we might not see another one for another 6 or 7 years.
Right.
So we trying to capitalize on that. But like, what's your thoughts on that comment?
Uh, yeah, no, I agree, man. I would like to see what's gonna happen with Trice as well. I believe he's out for the year. So that's the bummer with that. But I thought he was gonna be really promising um, with that as well too. So uh, I I think we gotta be opportunistic at whatever comes on about. I don't think we should go and do anything brash and you know what I mean. Just I don't think we should go reaching for anything. But if there's something that's a golden opportunity or another situation, how not not Chase, but Chase Young, but Montez Sweat, for example. Like we tried to go after him last year for a second round pick, something like that, where the guy actually pans out to give you about 10, 12 sacks or whatever. I think a situation like that works out well. But yeah, minus something like that, it becomes a little bit harder. And if there's some available in free agency at the end of the year, I mean, which is months away, so it's a bit early to start looking at that. But I wouldn't be opposed to signing somebody in that situation or something else as well too.
Yeah, and Jamar kind of just echoes that sentiment. He says we don't know what we have on our draft picks yet. Ruke looks good in limited playing time. I do agree, but Brandon Dorless, who knows? Question mark. And we get Trice back next year, so he's absolutely right. At least let's try to see what our guys got that we done drafted. Now this time next year, if we still sitting on 5 sacks in 6 games, all right, you might consider like throwing some draft picks against the wall at that time. And even then, I don't know if I'm willing to throw away first and second round picks because again, you got the Michael Penix factor also, and you're all already gonna be playing with him as far as his salary cap situation with your backs against the wall because you're gonna probably lose like 2 years on his rookie cap. So when it's his time to start, you want to be out the gate running. You feel like he didn't sit down for 2 years or however long he sits down. He should be, he done learned the game and he should be more prepared when he finally gets his chance to start. So I'm a little apprehensive, Simo, about a lot of these names that I'm hearing, being thrown out.
Yeah. Oh, I want to say this too. Some people have given up on him, and I've been a little bit frustrated with this guy as well too. But Ebiketie, he played more snaps last week. I think he's played the most snaps he's played all year. He played about 40% of the downs, 46% of the snaps last week. And Raheem actually said that he's actually been one of their best uh, pass rushers. Ironically, now I've seen him get to the quarterback a little bit. He's kind of missed some wrap up, give me sacks here and there, at least two in the season so far. But that's a second rounder that I would like to see him actually pan out as well too. And I think we need to kick the tires on him as much and at least get us into a situation where he's playing like 50 or 60% of the snaps by the end of the season and seeing if that guy can develop into a full three down player, because if he can, that helps us out tremendously with getting somebody like Trice into the mix and getting Dorless and some of those other guys into the mix a little bit more. If we can get him playing more snaps than Carter is right now, you know that's what I'd like to see happen as well too.
How long in your opinion do you give Ebiketie to make big strides before you just say, okay, he ain't the guy. Let's go find somebody else.
I mean, we definitely have this season. I don't think you keep putting him on the field if he's not being helpful or productive. And I'm not a big PFF guy. I've looked at him. He's kind of graded pretty well on PFF. He actually has a higher grade than some of our other Falcon starters or whatever. But I mean, he's still a young guy. So I think as long as I mean, when is his contract up? He's still, this is his third year, correct?
It's his third year, so he should have one more year left on the books with us because he wasn't a first round pick.
Okay, so I mean, I think we definitely at least got the rest of this year to see what happens with him. But I mean, you put him on the field if he produces, or if he can outplay Carter, and if he becomes better uh, on running downs. I'm assuming that's why he hasn't gotten as much burn, is because they don't like where he's at as a run defender probably. Um, but yeah, I mean, as long as he's not a liability this year, you try to get him to the point where he can be at least playing more reps or as much as Carter is playing, and being one of your key contributors this year. I mean, you have to take this year to find out what he is though. So we have to be at least over the next 3 or 4 weeks or going into the bye week, which I think is what week 11 or 12. It's in that 10 to 12 week mark or something for us. But coming out of that bye would be very pivotal, I think, for a guy like that as well too.
Yeah, I do agree. And also, let's welcome to the stage. Let's welcome Red, Coach, and also Hefe. How's it going, fellas?
What's
What's
up?
up? What's up?
What's up, fellas?
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, y'all. And I want to hear everybody's thoughts and everybody's stance. How y'all feel? Do y'all feel like maybe the fan base being a little unrealistic in some of the trade talk that y'all have heard? I want to get everybody's thoughts on this.
Who going first? Is
You,
there everybody? Is there like, are we going in order or what's up?
Well, we can do it. Order. Go ahead, Coach. Since you up top, go ahead.
So I'm gonna say it again in hopes that maybe one of these times the powers of be will hear it and act on it. I think before we waste any draft, Raheem has to get on JL, or JL just needs come to Jesus moment and say, well, maybe if I change the scheme up, would things will happen better. Like it's, and will continue to say it. I don't understand how someone who gets paid millions of dollars to do something don't see what 90% of the fan base and us Joe Blows, couch coaches, couch GMs, all of us see, and the fact that we do not have the size to be running no 3-4. I truly believe if he changed the scheme up, because our team is built on speed and explosiveness, that our pressures and sack ratio would at least increase by 65 to 70% just by switching the scheme up, because now you're putting guys in a position to actually be able to do what most of them do naturally. You can't expect Grady Jarrett, who is less than 300 pounds, to try and fend off two 300 plus pounders in the 3-4 scheme. Like it's just backwards at its core, the way that this defense is run. So until we at least do that, like I don't see how adding somebody, unless you get a Vita Vea size defensive lineman, I don't see how adding anyone from any team would help this defense currently in the 3-4, because those big guys that can clog the holes up, and that are you know um what your prototypical 3-4 defensive lineman, teams ain't letting them go because they need them. You know what I mean? So I don't see who in the NFL we can add, realistically that could help us currently in the scheme that we are running right now. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
It would have to be somebody that's already on the roster. Like it would have to be somebody like a Eddie Goldman, who I guess
Right,
supposed to be that. All of a
right.
sudden blooms into that. It would have to be somebody that's already on the roster.
Right, yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like, no team is going to give that up. Like, your prototypical 3-4 defensive lineman, and they ain't no team gonna give that up. I don't, unless you just offer them, everything, and then at that point it's stupid. So realistically, I don't think no one we add would help currently constructed without a change of scheme.
Coach,
So
let me ask you this though. Do you know? Do you got an exact amount of how much we're in nickel? Because I was looking this up. It looks like it's somewhere in between 65 and 70% of the time that we're in a nickel, which essentially puts those guys in which you would be in a 4-3 anyway, with minus that linebacker.
Right. We do put, but see, but here's the problem though. We still, okay, so yes, we do run a nickel, but you still have Grady in the middle. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
What we do.
that's what he would be if we ran him in a 4-3. He'd be in a 3 technique. One guy would be in a 3 technique, or 2-3 techniques in a one technique.
Yeah, but he would have, but the
He would
thing
have
is, he would
entirely
have
different
that help
responsibility.
he would have help. Right
Yeah, he
now,
would
he
have
doesn't
somebody on
have
his
help.
side.
So it's solely on him. So they fire off on, if you watch the game, and the reason we're getting gashed in the run game is every single play, the offensive linemen are getting to the second level. Every time they're getting to the second level. Our defensive line is getting washed. If you look at the pressures that Judon gets on quarterbacks, he'll run wide around the edge and get pressure, but then the quarterback just steps straight up into the pocket and takes off running, as we seen the Red Rocket do just Sunday. So switching to a 3-4 would give him that help on the line, and on top of that, he would generally be going, especially if you put Rook in there, because Rook is very good on run, as he needs help on pass. So if you put Rook in there, Rook is explosive. And then if we can get Grady to be explosive, they're going to have to pick their poison. They're not going to be able to tee off on Grady alone like they're doing right now. And that's the issue.
I think you still gonna have the same problem with the. I think the problem is the linebacker play. I think that Troy Anderson is still raw. He's still young and learning the linebacker position. And he's kind of a liability in the run game, and then vice versa. What's our guy's name? Nate. Nate. He's a liability in the pass game, and he doesn't. He doesn't have good closing speed when he does see it. So those
I mean, the
him
problem is
and
both of them though. The
and
linebackers
Kate
and the
Nellis
whole front
gets
seven. The whole
Kate
front
Nellis.
seven. That's the whole
The
problem.
weakest
Front.
position is
The,
our
the,
linebacker
the
play.
problem is
Right,
the
but
defense.
here's
Hold
where I will
on,
push
hold on,
back on
hold
that
on.
though, is
So
we didn't have these
problem,
issues last year.
the
That's where I will
problem,
push back on it.
the problem is the defensive line is not keeping the linebackers clean. You have undersized linebackers. You have undersized defensive linemen.
Right,
No one is watching the other. That's why we're getting gashed up the middle. If you
right.
sit in and pay attention to it, we're not getting gashed on the outside. We're getting gashed straight up the gut.
I would
It's
say see Mo that
A and B. It's A and B gas where we're getting gashed at. And you know why? Because we have undersized defensive linemen sitting there trying to play 1.5 gap control when they're too small for that. So they're getting washed. And when they get washed, the undersized linebackers that are behind them, they get washed too. And then we sitting there expecting that his safety is supposed to fill in on the run game. They should never like if your defense, especially in a 3-4, your safety shouldn't be sitting there making run tackles that much anyway.
But see
If they see
it still
something and
puts
they
us back to
recognize
that
it
point.
or something, that's something different. But the play shouldn't get to them and their last line of defense. That should
The
get
line of
stopped
scrimmage
somewhere.
is
And
moving backwards. Like the line of scrimmage is literally moving back. Everything like
every because they're too light. They're too
Right.
light
exactly.
for it.
That's what I'm saying. The line of
Everybody
scrimmage
been
is
double.
moving. That ain't on
Everybody
the
been double teamed foot.
I feel like I'm seeing plays even where the defensive line is getting penetration and the linebackers are reading that shit wrong. Like you're not gonna get every play where everybody's gonna get 100% penetration, but I've seen it where maybe one of the defensive linemen might have gotten stalemate, the other guys are getting penetration, and these guys are still getting washed up in the mess. And that's coming out of when teams are going with those three receivers, and they're making us make a decision on whether we're gonna go with a base personnel or whether we're going to go with that nickel formation. And that's kind of
CMO.
what you're saying about when they're having to do that 1.5 gap type of
CMO,
deal.
the game where it was just painfully obvious was Kansas City when they had like their third string running back, and every single time they needed 2 yards or 3 yards, that line of scrimmage literally moved 2 to 3 yards. It wasn't what was his name? I don't even remember the guy's name. It wasn't him like literally no one touched that man until he got those 2 to 3 yards every single time.
Yeah, he's in
Like
he gets to the second level every time. Yeah, every time.
like literally, if you just watch the line of scrimmage, every single time Kansas City needed 2 yards, the line literally moved 2 yards. Like every single time. Like whatever they needed, they got. And that's been the case pretty much every game we've seen is that line of scrimmage has been going the wrong direction. So I to to Winston point, I think both the D line is undersized and our linebacker play has been atrocious against the run for the most part.
So
For just
y'all,
the
let me
whole
let,
front seven.
let
I
me
mean, I
ask y'all
think
this:
y'all will.
so, are we really missing Bud Dupree and Calais Campbell more than we imagined we would?
No,
I don't
Maybe
think
Calais.
so. Again, I don't. Well, one, Landman is a nasty. Nate is better in the run than Troy is, but and so that's one thing we had last year. We had Troy out there helping stop the run, but then he's a liability in the pass. So I mean, like I said, I don't think it's any one player. I truly believe if we change the scheme, we'll have total different results. I
And
don't think it's any one player.
I
So
think
so if you
context
want to go
also
to
matters. I think context also matters because one of the things we talked about last year was when our defense looked a little bit better than what we thought it did for a couple reasons. One, the type of competition we played. We played a lot of terrible quarterbacks, a lot of first year
Cupcakes.
quarterbacks, and a lot of bad quarterbacks. How we were offensively, we took a
I think you're freezing, Keelan.
we played a lot of keep away last year too. Where we just took the time of possession, running the ball, and that really shaped how our defensive played as well.
well, and I think early in the year we didn't run the ball. As we've run the ball, it's got that defensive line play has gotten a little bit better. But I like the idea of being able to run a 4-3. You gonna need just absolute stud defensive ends because that's where it's really more. We talk about really being undersized because if we ran a 4-3, we'd still be having Brady and Anyamata or somebody around that size potentially. For the most part, is really having just that great defensive end. Is That's kind of why teams run that 3-4 when they can't find just a straight up just stud edge in guy that can do that. It's kind of hard to just find those guys that are
Yeah, but you could mask your issues a lot easier in a 3-4. I mean, in a 4-3 than you can in a 3-4. See, that's what I'm saying. Like
right.
yes, we don't have the best players or in the world on the line, but if we went 4-3, it would boost their abilities, in my opinion, at least 70-80%, because they won't be for the fact that they're in the 3-4, they are in the negative right
If
off
they
the
if
jump.
they switch to a 4-3 and they don't use those guys in an attacking manner, it's still not gonna matter. If they switch to a 4-3 and they keep giving up all these soft cushions and still keep letting these DBs sit back. I'm talking about the cornerbacks. If they keep letting the cornerbacks sit, 7-8 yards off the line of scrimmage, we gonna have the same problem. They gotta get these guys moving and let these guys shoot gaps a little bit more instead of letting them just sit back and kind of catch and react a little bit more. I think that we play a little bit too conservative. I think that was a little bit more the case last year. We weren't quite as conservative.
You have to understand too though. Last year was an entirely different scheme. We're
That's what
running our secondary. We're running our secondary predicated off of what we have in the front
On the
seven.
line.
We
Exactly.
can't have them pressing because we don't have no pass rush. You
we
can't put
essentially
corners.
have these same
Hold on,
guys
hold on,
we
stop,
had
stop,
last
stop,
year.
stop.
But we
You
have a
can't.
different
Yeah, but
scheme,
we have
brother.
an
It's
entirely
not
different
the
scheme.
same.
That's the
It doesn't
issue.
matter if we got the same players. We
We
are not running what we ran last year.
It
We
is
didn't
more
run a
about our
3-4 last year.
philosophy. That's kind of what I'm trying to tell y'all, though.
You can't put
You can have a
you can't run your secondary scheme the same as you did last year when you were running a different force front seven scheme this year. You cannot do it because if you do and you don't have pass rush to complement your secondary, you're going to get burnt deep. Point blank. Period. There's no getting around that. That's why
when
they
it
had the
comes to
corner sitting back in his zone
when it
because we
comes to
have no
third.
pass rush. They knew that coming into the season. That was the whole reason why they went and got Judon.
Hold on, man. Let's not make this rocket science when it comes to football, right? When it
It's
comes to
not.
third downs,
It's not.
when it comes to third downs, we are in agreement that most of these teams are going with 3 and 4 receivers. Correct? We are on the same page about this, right?
Depending on down and distance.
Depending on down the distance, but if it is a long distance, if it's third and long, passing formation, passing down, they're gonna have us in a nickel formation for the most part, correct? Or some
Okay.
type of dime formation or something, correct?
All right, go ahead. Carry on.
Right.
And we're gonna and it don't matter what formation what kind of defense you run, you're gonna put your 4 best guys down on the line. They gotta put their hands on the dirt or rush you're gonna rush 4 at that point in time, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Most of the time you rush your 4 on that down, unless you got some real crazy distance, or you got some reason why you only want to have 3 guys out there. Most of the time you rushing 4, or sometimes you're gonna be rushing 5 on a regular normal third and long for the most part. So at the end of the day, that's what a lot of these teams are putting us in. That's what we were getting put in last year. If you look at somebody like the Steelers, the Ravens, any of those teams, you got to be able to put 4 guys right there and be able to rush the passer with 4. And
But we can't do that because we're not running 4. We're running 3. Or we're
we're
running
not
that.
rushing 3.
Or,
We are not rushing
or,
only
or
3 guys
hold on. Because
on third down.
We're
I'm gonna give,
running 3 with a linebacker on the line. That's
hold on,
what
hold
we're
on.
doing.
I'm gonna give you another thing that a lot of people ain't even noticing. We were running a lot of what is it? It's a 249. I mean a 245. Have y'all paid attention to that? In third down, we're running a lot of 245, and we're really only rushing 2. We got 2 down linemen, and then we got the outside linebackers. And a lot of times, either one will go, or we sitting there, they'll fall off in the zone or whatever. But we're doing that because we have no pass rush. You know why we have no pass rush? Because you have defensive linemen paying out of position. You have You have 2 attacking nose defensive tackles, 3 tech. They're sitting there playing nose guard,
Hey,
nose tackle. It makes absolutely no sense. Then you have
It
again,
no weight
doesn't.
on. Then you have
again,
no weight on
that
them.
ain't about running a 3-4. That's just how they using the players. Again, that's what I'm talking about. It's a philosophy issue. Matthew
It's a
Judon is a better. Hold on, just
issue.
hear me out,
It's
bro.
not a
Just hear me out.
philosophy. It's a scheme.
All right.
It's
All right.
philosophy
Let
and
me.
scheme
Brother,
is
Let,
two
You are
different
missing.
things.
You can take like you just said that they are taking the edge guys and they are dropping them in coverage. They have a lot of people have said that they are taking Matthew Judon instead of rushing him at times or straight dropping him in the pass coverage or whatever. I wouldn't be
But
doing that. A lot of time,
this doesn't
a lot
sound,
more times, I would be rushing.
Simo. This doesn't sound like we just don't have the talent to run the scheme that they're trying to run.
Exactly.
exactly.
We don't
But
have the
Exactly.
personnel to run it.
when it comes to
We don't.
when it comes to third downs, they are still going to be. They still have those 4 guys out there. They
But
have Terry out there. They
but the
have an
question is, you
Onyemata.
much rather that fourth guy be an actual defensive end than Troy Anderson. That's the point.
Right.
They're not putting Troy Anderson on the edge and running him out there. They're putting
So you
Judon.
never seen
They're putting.
all
Go
right.
ahead.
So who's the fourth rush? Who's the edge?
From
Hell,
what I'm seeing, you're having Anyamata
you've
uh,
seen Kate Ellis line up on the other edge and try to rush.
and
You know why?
I'm not seeing.
Because we don't have the personnel to actually run the defense that we want to run. We have
let
a
me
4-team and we're running a 3-4. That's the
let me
issue.
let me bring something else back.
They
Let
never,
me bring
they never
something else back into the
participated.
equation real quick. I asked y'all did we lose a lot when we lost Calais Campbell and Bud Dupree, and I just looked at their numbers. They gave us 13 sacks combined last year, 6.5 apiece. Right now, their respective new teams, each player now has 2 sacks apiece. So those two pretty much have the same amount of sacks that our entire team had. Last year, those two combined for almost 40% of our sacks. So I think we might be overlooking the fact that they meant a lot more to this defense in terms of getting the quarterback on the ground than we are willing to give them credit for, because their
I,
production is still theirs and our production went down.
I
right.
would say
But I will
with
say
Bud
this, Tidy.
Dupree
On
and Judon is a swap out though. Like I would take that swap out for Judon
That's
over Dupree.
that's exactly what I'm saying. If we had Dupree, they would be taking Dupree and dropping them in pass coverage still, probably.
Like
It's how they use
it
the
still would be wrong, Tidy. But the Tidy, they're
guy. I
getting that.
agree.
This is what I'm saying. They're still doing what they're doing because on whatever team that they're on, they're running a 3-4 because they are prototypical 3-4 defensive linemen. So they're still getting what they need to get. We are not running. I don't
You,
understand how it's so hard to
so
understand. We're
you
not
said we
Hold
running
on,
saying
hold
that
on,
we
what
hold
we
on.
don't have the
should be
personnel.
running.
So
We have the personnel.
you saying Dupree and Judon are two drastically different type of players?
No,
No, they're
I'm not
not.
saying that. I'm saying if we would be in the correct scheme, we would have the same. We would have basically the same results that we
I,
did.
I, I,
Judon would
I,
be getting basically the same result. He would be giving us basically what we got out of one of them last year.
I said because Judon and Dupree rush entirely different. Dupree has more bent on. Judon is a more power rusher. See what I'm saying? Judon, you can put him put his hand in the ground, which I still to this day still don't understand why we haven't done that yet.
Dupree
If
don't
you see
well,
that we light on the edge, make
you kind of
Judon put his hand in the ground.
you kind of are agreeing with are stating the same point
No,
that I'm
no, I'm
saying though.
not
It's really
agreeing
how
with it
they
because
use this guy. It's how they need to be using him. It's how they need to be rushing him more on those third downs.
yes, but
Drop him back.
Judon is better as a 4-3 end.
I don't
He's
know.
not a
In New England,
TJ Watt. He's not a TJ Watt.
in New
TJ
England,
got that bent. He has
in
a
New
whole
England,
pass rush
in New
repertoire.
England, they dropped him in
Judon pass rush
coverage.
is a bull rush.
In
He's
New
a
England,
bull rush pass rush. He's a power pass rush.
all right, you could say what you could just say whatever we could just say whatever we want to say, but in New England they dropped him in pass coverage too. He was a straight up edge linebacker.
Fellas, I'm a
He's
firm
multiple
believer. I'm a firm believer that players make plays, y'all. I get all this scheme and all this technicality stuff we discussing now, but I'm a firm believer that players just make plays, dog. You can put a serious dog in a 155. He gonna find a way to make a play.
Hey,
And
you
I don't
gotta
think
ask
our
him.
guys are making the plays.
You gotta ask him. You gotta let them do what they good at doing though. You see,
But
they let Michael Parsons rush the passer.
exactly.
But
Put
that's
They
somebody in
ain't got him out
position.
there dropping it
that's
passes.
That's
where
like
we
that's
are, man.
literally what a coach. That's literally what a coach's job is. I'm gonna
That's
put you in the best position to get the best out of you.
Okay,
I'm not
listen.
gonna
let
sit
Wolf
there and just
let
spot you out there
hold
to
on.
do something.
Let Wolf
I'm a,
jump in. Let Wolf jump in. Go ahead,
I'm
Wolf.
a,
Go
I'm
ahead,
a,
Will.
I'm gonna play stupid. I'm gonna play real stupid, right? I don't give a fuck what a 4-3 is or a 3-4 is. I'm gonna play stupid, right? You're playing the guys to make plays, the player to make plays. The Rams defense, when they won the Super Bowl, Aaron Donald made a play. He made a play. Eli Apple didn't make the play. Eli Apple didn't make the play. Twice. There's no NFL team that won the Super Bowl that led in sacks, gentlemen. Not one. NFL team in history, I have it here, that led in sacks that won the Super Bowl. Not even the Baltimore Ravens of 2000. Gentlemen, sports has changed. It has changed like the music that we listen to now that's on the radio that it kills everybody. There's no lyrics. There's no defensive domination anymore. So, Tidy, you asked the question, are we unrealistic? Why would I be scared of any team in the NFC right now? With the team that with the offense that I have, why would I be scared to go to San Francisco?
Because we're near the bottom of the league against the run.
Who?
Because we're near the bottom of the league against the
Make
run.
a play. Make a play.
It's easier said than done. It's like, all right, it's like putting Troy Anderson in safety and say, go make a play. Like,
hey,
they're not
Jesse
in position.
gets paid to make a play. AJ,
you got a point there, though, man.
That's like telling Shaq to guard Kobe Bryant. Like it don't work. You play where you're supposed to play. Come on, man.
Is Troy Anderson under contract or is he earning his contract?
So would you line him up at quarterback and expect to win a Super Bowl?
Listen,
he's
about
under
the
contract.
position that you play. You're not going to have all-stars at all positions.
You're talking about the position that he played. We're telling you that they're not
going to have all-stars in all positions.
I do want to. Hold on. What's the difference from this year to from last year? Offensively, what's the difference?
Your quarterback is better.
Case in point, right?
Yeah.
All right.
They added some better receivers too.
Now, what's the difference between the offense in the past 3 weeks opposed to the past the first 3 weeks?
They probably gelling a lot better than the defense.
No, they started putting Kirk in position to make plays.
Okay, but
they ran the
same thing.
They ran the ball. We are set up. Built to run the ball. Hold on, let's go back to what you said. No, you said
it doesn't work like that, bro.
They ran the ball though. They ran the ball.
What are we paying them for?
Good at doing.
What are we paying them for?
We paid Desmond Ritter. He was trash. I
tend to agree with Wolf because it's kind of sound like he's saying what I'm saying. Players gonna make plays.
He's gonna make plays.
Players gonna make plays.
If they go out with a game plan, if we go out with a game plan to have Kirk throw the ball 40 times and only run the ball 18 times or 20 times, we gonna lose a lot more games.
Well, guess what? Maybe
if we don't go run the ball 30 times a game,
it wasn't working.
That's what
it wasn't working.
You gonna tell me you never seen a coach mess up a good team?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to say is, like, if you in 6 games and you can't get to the quarterback, I don't think we can just totally put that all on scheme. These guys are not making plays. You can't.
We got some of the same. We almost got the same. We upgraded the defensive players though. We upgraded those edge defenders.
Hold on.
Who said that?
I want to. How do you figure that?
Come on. Bud Dupree is not better than Matthew Judon. And I'll argue all day about that.
Tidy, hold on, please.
That is an upgrade. I
live right next door to a gentleman who's the biggest Patriot fan. He lives right next door to me. He told me, Tidy, as soon as we traded for Judon, he said, yo, he runs out of gas. I said, really? He says, yo, that dude runs out of gas. He says that guy, his motor is gonna kick in at the end of the season because that's when the business starts kicking in. He says the guy runs out of gas. Guess what?
Well, that gas got him 15 and a half sacks the last year.
Hey, give me all that. Give me all that.
That was 2 years ago.
Translate everywhere.
That was 2 years ago.
The other year he was hurt. That was the last full healthy year.
Right, but you also got to keep in mind what the age he was between these 2 years too.
Exactly.
He had 4 sacks in 4 games last year before he got hurt. He had a sack every game he played last year. It was only 4 games, but
All I'm
he
saying,
had a
he
sack
missed
in every
one
game.
season due to injury. The previous year in which he played, 15 and a half sacks.
It was a 15
Yeah,
and
but
a
that
half
doesn't
sack
I'll
guy.
take that if he
translate.
run out of gas. I
That
mean, I know
don't
he's not
translate,
going to run
though.
out of gas in the
Hey,
season
whether he
that
runs out of gas or
starts.
not, she's better than Bud Dupree. Like, let's stop playing, man. Come on, man.
I mean,
He's better
Kawhi
than Bud
Leonard
Dupree.
won a championship in Toronto. Jesus, it don't translate to the Clippers.
But they didn't have
Translate
Kawhi playing center,
sometimes.
though. That's the
It don't
point. They didn't have
translate
Kawhi playing
sometimes,
center.
though.
They did not have
Right.
Kawhi guarding
I'm
Joel
just
Embiid.
saying
He
it
was
don't
not playing center.
translate, bro. If Tidy, I heard you say the other day, yo, we got rid of Matt when he was falling on the cliff. He still went to the Colts and had a good season. We just didn't.
He did not. He
But
did
you
not.
brought up the Toronto thing like
What
a
are you?
bunch of other stuff
What
didn't
season are
happen.
you looking
He
at?
beat
What season did
Mahomes.
Matt have?
He beat
What season did
Mahomes.
Matt have?
He beat Mahomes.
Bro, we cannot have fiction on this channel, man. That boy was terrible. He was pure
Come on,
doo-doo ass, like the bottom of a garbage pail.
I get
Like,
it.
let's
Listen,
stop
I
it.
respect
He
your
got
opinion,
benched
bro.
twice.
Listen, I respect
He
your
got
opinion.
benched twice.
I respect your opinion, bro.
You
But
can't
I
tell
got my own. The way
somebody
I
that
look
got
at things
benched.
is different, bro. I look at things differently, bro. This game ain't what you
Bro,
guys
there's
think
people who
it
look
is,
at the
bro,
sky.
or what
There's
you
people who
think it
call
is.
grass blue when it's green.
Hey,
The
hey,
point
Red.
is, the
Hey,
reality
Red, I
is he
can't
got
hear
benched
you,
twice.
Red.
Yeah,
All
Red,
right,
you muted,
all right.
bro.
You can't say he's
Yeah.
good and he get benched twice.
Red, you muted. We still can't hear you.
Yeah, Red, I can't hear you.
We can't hear you, Red.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know I was muted. Sorry.
All that cussing you were doing, nobody heard.
Man, I got so worked up. I can't get there. I'm gonna have to start over, man.
Now,
But somebody
I
said
just,
Matt Ryan had a good year in Indy. I'm just saying that was some bullshit. That man sucked in Indy. He sucked.
Man, it was terrible, bro. Man, it
That
was
man
terrible.
got benched twice.
Yes, man. That
Now-
man arm was
Calm
gone,
down,
man.
Malcolm X, he sucked, man. That man didn't have a good year in Indy. So
Man,
let's
that
calm
man
down.
couldn't get the ball 15 yards downfield, man.
Okay.
He blew a 33-0 lead. Don't
Yeah,
All
I see
right.
that.
Well, he ain't on the team, so who cares about Matt Ryan?
well, no.
We
It was something that was brought up.
We not gonna go down there, Matt Ryan.
It was
Yeah,
something
that's
that was
why I
brought
said,
up.
John, you want to talk about Matt Ryan? We don't want to hear it.
Let's
We don't want to hear it.
Let's get back to the Falcons. We're not gonna do that Matt Ryan stuff tonight.
Yeah, now that's what I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about this defense and this defensive line. Just the defensive line.
Yes.
They garbage.
I
I've been telling y'all, and I've been telling y'all, and I've been telling y'all. You need to either go to the Ring of Fire or the SEC, or go down in South Georgia, South Kakalaki, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Florida, wherever it is. Go to Reedsville. If you need to go to Reedsville and find somebody on death row, 330, 340 pounds, you need a nose tackle like a Vita Vea.
Exactly.
That's what you need if you're going to run a 3-4 or 4-3 or 5-2-8 or whatever the hell it is. You need some girth. You need some diesel on that defensive line. You got a bunch of Ford pickup trucks on the defensive line right now. F-150. That's what you got. And I'm sitting here looking at the Carolina game right now, and I'm looking at all of these people that they got off the street for this game because their offensive line was so decimated by injury.
Pushing us around.
Pushing us back or bunching up and negating this 3-4 that we're trying to run with undersized people.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
Okay, now my thing is that, okay, your linebackers, your safeties, your cornerbacks are at a disadvantage on blitzes when you can't create any gaps for them to come through, to come straight up Peachtree Street or go around Spring Street and get downtown where the quarterback is. Because, I mean, it's a situation where you have no free run at the quarterback unless you coming around the end. Unless a cornerback is taking an angle from way across the field, trying to make a beeline to get to the quarterback before 2.5 seconds are done. I mean, it looks horrible. And I'm looking right now where when Andy Dalton took off and ran, we had a hand on him, but he did just like a grape seed in 2 fingers.
Now, John,
Slipped
who
out the way.
who was that missed that sack?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to rewind it to go back and see who
Carter.
that was.
Lorenzo.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back there and see who that was.
Was it?
You know,
Oh yeah,
Ebiketie.
Carter. It
It
was Carter.
It wasn't Ebiketie. I swear to God, I thought it was.
Nah, it was Lorenzo
No, it was
Carter.
Lorenzo.
No, not this time, buddy. But he has missed his share.
Okay.
Yeah. So see, plus the fact too, gentlemen, these quarterbacks are not standing back there holding the ball. These quarterbacks are getting rid of that ball.
They get that thing out quick.
They are getting rid of the ball. So your sack totals are not going to be like they were when, back in the 70s, 80s, early 90s, because they are getting rid of that ball. They turning that ball loose.
Fast.
Andy Dalton is just a veteran QB, so he kind of that was better.
And Red.
That's why they got the kid out of there. That's why they got the kid up out of there.
See, that's an important point, because Andy Dalton, during his time in Cincinnati, he's seen it all. Okay, he's making a living as a journeyman backup that got a raise, being in Carolina. So I mean,
but
those things combined make it where sacks. You have to have a lot of cooperation out of a sorry offense to rack up a whole bunch of doggone sacks in today's NFL.
I think turnovers are more important than the sacks anyway. We're about 14th in the league with our turnovers, and sometimes we actually forcing with some of the pressure.
We've had one in the last 3 or 4 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we've had a turnover every game. I think.
Well, with more pressures come more turnovers.
Right.
And hey, look also. What is our overall defensive ranking this week? What is our overall defensive ranking?
I think 17.
I'm afraid to ask, John.
I told you Wednesday. We were 15th in points.
15th. Okay. That's about where we need.
We 15th in points. So we
I don't really care. I mean, points is cool, but I guess points is how you win the game. Points is how you win the game. So I guess that matters. That matters.
We're 17th overall defense.
That's the thing. What is more important? Because they rank defenses in points scored and yards gained against. Now, which one is the most important? The points scored or the yards?
Because points is how you win the game, so points do matter.
So that's what I look at. I look at the points scored against. I always look at the points scored against.
Well, those are the most important things.
Well, you got to consider. What's up, Winston?
Okay. Oh no, I'm going to ask you to look up what is our third down defensive rank.
Hold on.
I know it's
bad. I think it's 20. I think it's 20 or worse.
It was really bad at first, but it has improved over the last couple of weeks.
I think the reason that they go by total yardage for defensive rankings is because sometimes scoring doesn't necessarily indicate a bad defense. Sometimes special teams, punt returns, things like that.
Bad offense.
But don't they combine those two to create the overall rating?
No, so
yards and points.
Whenever you traditionally see rankings of defense, it's by the total yards, like how many yards they give up, right? Like that.
Right.
We just won a game a couple of weeks ago without an offensive touchdown.
Yeah,
we got a Kadera had scored a special team jump, and Troy Anderson scored the pick six.
So sometimes that's not an indication of how bad your defense played, because the Saints defense didn't give up those scores.
Listen, if you can't get right the next couple of weeks with the teams that we playing on defense, Jimmy Lake got to step back and maybe ask for some help on his homework or whatever. I mean, you got to get.
But here's the thing with that, brother. It's unless he changed. This is what me, Winston, Keely, Red. This is what John. This is what we're saying. Unless he changed the scheme, there is nothing that is going to change. So, it is going to be this way moving forward.
Okay,
I think they're okay with it as long as they're not letting teams score a bunch of points and they're not giving up a bunch of
What I'm saying is,
but that ain't gonna work towards the end of the year, brother. Because
I totally agree with you, but I think they
Minnesota looking scary out there. Washington looking scary out there.
I only hope it's by offense to keep involved.
I get that.
Our schedule looks a whole lot different than it did in the beginning of the year. We did not see Minnesota looking like this. And we did not see Washington looking like this.
Washington,
yeah. That was I counted.
So happy about Titan.
This is literally and that, we all hate to hear it, but this is literally a 28-3 scenario all over again. We can make it to the playoffs, absolutely, but if we don't fix this defense, we're not going to win nothing.
Well, we're not winning nothing if we don't improve that run defense. Because if you can't stop the run, you're not winning no Super Bowl.
Well, I think the secondary's doing pretty good. I don't think they're getting beat.
You cannot improve the run defense.
You still got to stop the run.
I get that. Listen, but look, but every
legitimate three defensive tackles playing D line and a 3-4. That is not going to work.
I mean,
every team
has a deficiency. So, like even Kansas City, they've been winning.
But we got multiple deficiencies.
Hold on.
That's the thing. On one side of the ball.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Bro, look, bro. I'm when you talk, I ain't gonna interrupt you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, bro. My bad. I apologize. Go ahead.
Let me get this off, and then you know what I'm saying. You can talk. It's all good, bro. We here to have a conversation, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look, every team has a deficiency. If you really look at it, we haven't really dominated no teams, not even Carolina.
No.
We haven't even dominated no teams, bro. We could easily be 1-5 right now, and the city would be on fire. Kansas City ain't really dominated nobody neither. You know, they ain't dominate nobody, but their reputation, because of the 2-time champions, they get a pass. We ain't got time to get no passes like that. Our reputation don't call for that. All right, listen. I don't care what nobody said. That Thursday night game between Denver and the Saints, that shit was ass to quarterbacks, both of them. You know who don't suck this year? You know who doesn't suck this year? My backup quarterback, Michael Penix.
We don't know that
this year. Goddammit.
We don't know that.
I put any money that Mike gonna be that dude. Any money. Come to my channel, and you can bet me on my channel.
I'm pretty sure the Jets fans felt the same way about Zach Wilson. And I'm pretty sure Jacksonville fans felt the same way about Trevor Lawrence.
All I'm saying is, bro,
we just don't know.
My personal opinion, he gonna be that. But what I'm saying is, every team has deficiencies. Every team has deficiencies.
But all deficiencies aren't created the same. So, for example,
you know what I'm saying? That's how Philadelphia lost the Super Bowl, because of their deficiencies on what? Special teams.
Kansas City, for example, they won the Super Bowl last year. They were the second ranked defense. Like, all deficiencies aren't created the same.
What were they ranked on offense? Because they wasn't number one, bro. Or number two.
Here's what I'm saying. If your offense isn't necessarily up to par, I think you can get by with that if you have the greatest quarterback and arguably probably in NFL history. If your receivers aren't that great, but you have one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time playing, you can probably make up for that gap. However, you're not seeing too many teams win Super Bowls that are dead last against the run. Like, you can have different deficiencies, but dead last against the run where you cannot get off the field when teams can just run to stay on the field and never get off. Like, there's not too many teams that win Super Bowls that do that. And the point that I'm making is that all deficiencies aren't the same. And as bad as Kansas City looked throughout the year, they had the second best defense.
All right, y'all. We're going to pause for the call real quick. We had about the midway point, so y'all know what time it is. Heads or tails. This is the game that we play every week on the panel. Wolf and Simo, I'm sure that you two are the only ones haven't played yet. So I'm gonna quickly explain to you, gentlemen, the rules. I'm gonna give you two options. You pick one of the two options, and whatever context you want your answer to be is ultimately up to you. We do this very rapid pace, no explanations, and we always go start at the top. So Simo, you on the clock. You ready, my brother?
Yes, sir.
And Kansas City was ninth, their offense.
All right, so here we go. Simo, Thriller or Purple Rain?
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain. All right, Coach, gas stove or electric?
Coach, do you cook?
I do, and so I know that some things is better to have a gas stove, and some things is better for electric. So that's a hard one, bro. Shit. I would say, I guess, generally electric there.
Electric. All right, John, Mountain Dew or Sprite?
Sprite.
You said that quick. All right, Red, crab legs or oxtails?
Ooh, man, don't hurt me like that. Good God.
I go ox.
What'd you
I
say,
go
Red?
oxtails. Oxtails, John. Oxtails.
Oxtail. Okay.
Woo!
All right.
That depends on where you're from.
I thought about it for a minute. I was finna go Caribbean and damn, I'll go gourmet on you. I said, no, I got my southern buddies on here. I can't do that. Oxtails with the hot sauce.
All right, Keely, you got
Yeah.
the 1998 Falcons or the 2016 Falcons?
Ugh. That's a tie.
98.
98. All right, Wolf.
You know he ain't gonna say Matt Ryan.
Man, that was embarrassing, man. That way more embarrassing than 98.
All right, Wolf. You got Dusty Rhodes or the Ultimate Warrior?
Dusty.
Dusty, the American Dream.
Yeah.
All right, Winston, you still there?
Yeah.
You got Old Dog or Doughboy?
Oh, couldn't
Doughboy.
have been, man.
Doughboy.
Old Dog was gangster though.
No, Doughboy, man.
Gangster.
Oh, couldn't have been nominated for-
Doughboy.
Doughboy?
Doughboy.
All right, back up top. Simo,
He didn't survive.
Rihanna or Beyonce?
Rihanna.
Riri. All right, Coach. Game 7 of the World Series or the SEC Championship?
Well, consider my Longhorns gonna be there this year. I say the SEC championship.
All right, we're gonna let you have that one.
Coke over here, man.
All right,
Don't
John.
do that when I'm drinking, Coach. Now.
You got wildlife, a lion or a tiger?
Tiger.
Tiger, okay.
Mm-hmm.
They
All
way
right, Red.
heavier.
They are.
Faster too. All right, Red. You got a throwback here, sir. This was back when we was at our grandma's house watching TV. But here we go. The Addams Family or the Monsters?
Oh man. Ooh, wee.
Oh man, give me the monsters.
The
Hell
Mon-
yeah, Viral, sexy as hell.
She was, dog.
Wait a minute. Who Coach, who was sexy?
Elvira, won't that her name? Yeah,
no,
the wife.
No, Lily.
No, the wife. Won't her name
Lily.
Elvira? Oh,
Lily
Elvira.
Munster. Lily
Oh, okay.
Munster.
Oh, okay.
You think about
Elvira, that was Queen of the Dark on what was that movie? What was that movie series called?
I know what you're talking about. She had a movie too. Elvira.
I thought that was her name, but I'm still talking about whoever the chick
You
was.
talking about Yvonne DiCarlo? Man,
No, I'm talking about the chick on the. I'm talking about the chick on the Monsters, but I thought her name was Elvira.
And you are
I
talking
fuck with
about
cleavage.
Herman's wife, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay,
yes.
Yvonne DiCarlo. Man,
Yeah.
Y'all fuck with that
woo!
cleavage.
When she was younger, good God Almighty, boy.
I heard somebody say the reason why we like her.
Yeah,
Oh
that was
man, Yvonne DiCarlo, man. Woo. Go on, man. Just go
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, Adam's family wife, she too skinny.
Oh, yeah, Morticia.
Yeah,
Morticia.
Morticia.
Who we stopped at?
It's on Keely.
Fred.
It's on Keely.
Yeah.
All right, Keely. Still in television land. You got Saved by the Bell or Beverly Hills 90210.
Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell. That was my shit too. I like both of them. So
One
I
had
ain't
at
watched
least a
neither
black
one.
person on it. One ain't had no black people on it.
Only reason I picked 90210 because Slater got in a fight and swung on Zach.
I posted it the other week too. Wow. Wow. Well, actually, Slater won that fight, even though Zach cheap shot him though.
all right, Wolf.
Flipped Zach over. Boom. Caught him that
All right.
one time.
All right, Wolf.
Mhm.
You got Jazz or Ron Johnson.
What? Who?
Jazz
Different
or
world
Ron
or Fresh
Johnson.
Prince.
The
I don't
sidekick.
know. What's that? What show is that?
Okay.
Different world and Prince.
If it got anything to do after the Cosby's, I was on the. I don't know nothing.
It's the
about
guy.
No,
It's different world.
you know. Let me explain the characters to you.
Okay.
Jazz is from Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Jazzy Jeff. I know you know Jazz.
Oh, you talk about the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
Or Ron Johnson, who was Dwayne Wayne's roommate in college on a
I
different
don't know who that is, so I'm gonna take Jazz.
Jazz. All right. So Winston, you up next. You still there?
Yeah, man.
All right, we're still in TV land. Sanford and Son or Good Times?
Sanford, son.
You big dummy.
You don't even know stop, man.
That one no question, bro.
For sure.
All right, Simo.
I'm coming to you, Elizabeth.
You got banana pudding or sweet potato pie?
Ooh, damn. Sweet potato pie.
Oh, that's a tough one now.
That is a tough one.
All right, Coach, you got the Battle of the Classics. Shawshank Redemption or Forrest Gump?
Shawshank, because Andy climbed through a mire of shit and came out clean on the other side, baby.
He can come out clean, but I get your point.
Finally,
I mean, that's what Morgan Freeman said.
All right, John, still Battle of the Classics. Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction?
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Pulp Fiction.
Thank you.
I cannot watch that movie, bro. Every time I get to the part with Vin Rames, I gotta fast forward. I can't watch it, bro.
Man, it's hard to watch, but hey,
That is my favorite movie.
just go on to read.
That's a hard movie to watch.
You better have one more Battle of the Classics, Tidy.
No, we're going to. They got us going to music now. My bad.
Oh man. Okay, come on.
It'd be in order. All right, you got Jermaine Dupri or Pharrell Williams?
Don't let me down.
Oh. I mean, I guess I represent Atlanta with Jermaine.
You talking about you guess? That don't sound like you too positive.
He did date Janet. No.
All right, we'll tell you that. Keely, speaking of Janet Jackson or Alicia Keys?
Woo! Don't let me down.
I'm gonna go with the old classic. I'm gonna go with Janet.
Janet. All right, Michael's sister. All right,
Velvet,
Wolf.
That Velvet Rope.
Oh, that's a classic there.
Yeah.
Her and that Busta Rhymes video. Lord Jesus. What it's gonna be? Ooh.
Yeah, that whole album was jamming. All right, Wolf. We got Erykah Badu or Jill Scott?
Erykah.
Erykah.
Yeah, she got a trunk on her.
Yes,
she wild. She
But
very.
so does Jill Scott too, though. Don't get it twisted because she a big girl.
I'm just saying, Erica got to be having motherfuckers paying child support for 40 years now. So that box got to be something different.
Yeah,
Box got to be something different. You paying child support for 40 years.
You got a child named Seven. By the time I drive this, he probably be 11.
Motherfucker paid child support for 40 years. I ain't never heard no shit like that. That box.
Oh, that's the judge. That's the judge.
No, that's the box. That's the box. That's the
the judge.
That's that apple pie. Somebody was answering the sweet apple pie banana pudding. You are big sweet apple pie.
I think y'all talking about the same thing.
She got mind control on folks for real.
All right, this our final one, Winston. Old school it is. Tom and Jerry or the Flintstones.
Damn. Tom and Jerry. Tom and
Jerry it is, and that's this week's episode.
Everything about when Winston like conflict. Talking about Tom and Jerry.
Hey man, I'm on the thing. That's all we do. You see what came out of Virginia. Vic, AI, Michael Robinson. This is what we do out here.
And the Flintstones wasn't conflict free now.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Really wasn't.
Man, Flintstones, look, they were the first primetime cartoon, weren't they?
I think
Flintstones was the first primetime cartoon.
I think the Jetsons were.
I don't know because
I thought the Simpsons were.
I thought it was the Simpsons.
Oh
no! The Simpsons came out in '87.
Yeah, Flintstone came out in '66. Flintstone, I think Flintstone was the first primetime cartoon. I'll look it up.
Google said it was a Flintstone.
Yeah, it's Flintstone.
It was Flintstone.
No, Google said.
Yeah, that was Flintstone.
What time they used to come on? 8 o'clock? Flintstone?
What was 7:30 or 8 o'clock? One.
Hey.
It was like
was the first animated series to air in prime time on network television.
Yeah, it was Flintstone.
I would have got that wrong because I sure thought it was. Well, see, that was before my. Well, what year was that though?
66.
Yeah, it's April '66.
Yeah, that's why. By the time we came along, it was in syndication and coming on.
Oh yeah. It was coming on at 3:30 in the afternoon when I get out of school.
Yeah, exactly. No, I caught the syndication run, not the first run.
And all right, y'all.
Go ahead.
So going back to the Falcons here, y'all. You know, we talked about our scheme 3-4-4-3. We can still get into that. Also want to talk about another topic here. Let's talk about old Kyle Pitts. We haven't really had a chance to jump into that and digest Mr. Kyle Pitts, who has really come into his own these last 2 weeks. I will say the only player this year, the only tight end this year with 2 receptions over 50 yards. I'm gonna actually let Seymour, if you don't mind, like, give us your opinion on Kyle Pitts, because you know we got a diverse panel and everybody got a different opinion on Kyle Pitts. So we probably about to open up a can of worms. So go ahead and kick us off with Mr. Pitts.
Man, I mean, he's definitely got some things I like to see improve in his game, but I don't think that they've been using him to the best of their capabilities, and I don't think that they've been having him engaged enough. I would make Kyle Pitts my second or third read or second or third option on most of the plays that we have that are passing plays. I would be getting him 6 to 8 targets a game. Matter of fact, I would make sure that between Drake London and Kyle Pitts, they would account for about 18 targets every week for me.
Here's my question. Do you think he's purposely like? Do you think he looks and see an open Kyle Pitts and he just chooses not to go that way?
I think at the beginning of the year was a little bit rusty with that, and I also feel like this offense probably doesn't scheme it for him, because a guy could be open, but if you're not looking at that read on that side first, If it's not going through that progression first, and we could look at something and say, oh well, he didn't hit that guy open, but we don't know. We don't
Have you ever
always know
seen
the
a play
progression.
where he was open and Kirk just blew him off?
I have seen a couple plays like that. I
Have
feel
you
like
seen
Tidy
many?
posted some.
Have you seen many?
Yeah, I mean,
No,
I seen a few of them at
no,
the beginning of the year. Yes, for sure,
no.
definitely. In the first 3 games, I saw at least 2 or 3 each game.
No.
Have you seen times when Kurt look his way and get fed up? He's not doing what he's supposed to do. I don't seen that a lot.
I seen Kirk throw some kind of weird, like he's thrown like forced some things at Kyle that just was not really good throws, or really like he shouldn't have made that throw as well too at the beginning.
Let me
I've
ask
seen
you
a
this,
couple of
Timo.
times where Kyle went where he was supposed to be.
Do you think he trusts? What do you think? What's your? Let me ask you this, Timo. When it comes between Kurt and Kyle Pitts as a target, what do you think Kurt's trust level for Kyle Pitts is? You think it's the same as Drake London or Darnell Mooney?
I definitely don't think it's the same as Drake London. I'm in a mixed bag about Darnell Mooney, because I feel like Darnell Mooney dropped too many passes for me. Like, he's a good player and he's definitely good, but I feel like that's part of the reason why Chicago didn't really want to go out on the limb and pay him a whole lot, is because he dropped some very like crucial. He's had some crucial drops at points where he was wide open.
Man, he had some crucial catches too.
He has, but as a wide receiver, that's your number one thing, is to catch the ball. And so, I mean, I don't feel like Pitts.
What do you think, Kurt? What do you think Cousins' trust level in Mooney?
Again, I don't know, man, because I think
say
it's about the
about a
same with both of them. Yeah.
If it's 7 for Mooney, what do you think it is for Kyle?
About a 7.
I think it's about a 7 for them both too.
You think
about a
Kurt trusts Pitts the same way he trusts Mooney? Tight?
Yeah.
I think.
I say this.
Go ahead.
I think that, like, in terms, like, he knows that if he has to stick a ball in there, like, Mooney will go across the middle, and he know that he don't care, he ain't gonna get alligator arm. I feel like he think that Pitts is gonna alligator arm shit. But in terms of, like, yo, I got a wide open guy, I think he trusts Pitts to make that play before he trusts Mooney.
Really?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna let me right quick.
Go ahead, John.
I think I did.
Now, Mooney, how long did he spend in Chicago?
About 4 or 5 years.
4 years.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. Did he have a quarterback or an offensive coordinator that was getting him the type of balls that he really could catch?
I don't know. He had a 1,000-yard year with Andy Dalton.
Though.
Yeah, his first year.
Yeah, but I'm talking about last year and the year before that.
And the year before that too.
Yeah, and the year before that too.
Now, they had some lacking quarterback play, but again, they ain't got nothing to do with you dropping wide open shit and having bad hands.
So,
well,
here's the thing. I don't know
now the wide open. Okay, now the wide open stuff, I grant you that. I grant you that. But how often was he getting balls like that in Chicago from quality quarterback play, quality offensive coordinator? Was he getting that every game?
Probably not at all.
He was in the same predicament that Drake London, Kyle Pitts were here the past 3 years. I mean, Chicago was a rotted dumpster fire under that coaching regime there. And, you know, the same slack I cut, well, I can't see Kyle Pitts, and going to Kyle Pitts, I'm just going to jump on over here to Kyle Pitts right quick. Now, that pass that he quit on, because, you know, we were thinking, and see, just like I said Wednesday, I had to kind of watch the play with the sound off because the way that Sanchez was talking, oh, he quit on the route. He quit on the route. I had to just watch it. I just had to just watch it without the sound because, see, I would have been biased because of the way that the announcer was going, oh, he quit on the route. He quit on the route. Not that it might have been a bad throw by Kirk Cousins. But I've seen this year Kyle Pitts, it's just like he's not, when he runs, it doesn't look like he's really digging in the dirt trying to speed up or whatever. It's just like he's half assing it, you know, like we used to say at work. He half assing it on the routes, things of that sort. And Kirk Cousins has been putting it on. Matter of fact, I had said that London looks more of a tight end than Pitts does. You know, because he would be the possession receiver. He catching in traffic. Kirk Cousins will put it on him, and 9 times out of 10, if the defensive back doesn't get his hand in there, London got it. After year before last, when I told him and was hollering about him having them white sleeves on, and he was fumbling ball. Y'all remember that? Every ball he caught, somebody would knock it out because he was trying to look pretty with them sleeves on.
That happened in week 2 once.
Yeah. I mean, now he catches it. So, but Kyle Pitts, if this is a contract year for him, I can't sign him.
I think
he already got his 5th year option next year, John.
I think so. So my thought on Kyle Pitts is,
hold on, they picked it up.
They picked his 5th year up.
I thought they did, maybe not.
But see, I don't know.
Oh,
I thought it was getting close. I thought it was getting close.
So here's my
context. Randy McMichael on 92.9 the day. I know I posted this in ABG. He I ain't gonna say he went off on Pitts, but he agreed. He was like, dude is just lazy coming off the line. He was lazy. Like he said, it's not even on that play in which he started running. He was just like, he was disappointed because Pitts was just lazy even coming off the line. Like, it was just, bro, I'm telling you, if you just sit there and watch him play and run his routes, he's not running with like any type of aggressiveness. Like sometimes it just seems like he low coming off the line. There's no aggressiveness. Like, and if I'm a quarterback, I would see why Kirk would prefer to throw to the other option, especially Drake London. It's obvious to see why Drake London is his first choice.
Right.
Tidy, I be looking at him like if I get into a fight with somebody and we at the bar, Kyle look like the type he gonna throw a punch but go high. He gonna throw a punch and he gonna go high. He throw a punch, he gonna go high. Like he ain't gonna scrap. He gonna
Wolf. He gonna be like Daryl and coming to America, hiding behind.
I don't know if he gonna like if I go to the bar with Tyler Algier, I know it's up. Like I know it's up. Like if it's a problem, we gonna just get to it, right? Tyler look like that type. Shit, Drake look like that type. Shit, even Mooney little ass look like that type. But Kyle look like the type where he just want to chill. He want to get the girls. He want to pop the bottles. He want to dance. And then, he want to fall in love with the girl that had 100 dudes.
If they ain't pop off, first nigga out that door.
And he want to fall in love with that one of them type of chicks. And then we got to fight, and we fight for him, and him back at the bar like, yo, what happened? You see what happened? So I'm like 50-50, man. Like he a 50-50 dude. I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm interested to see what Terry gonna do, because everybody over the summertime like, yo, Terry cooking. Oh my God, Terry cooking. Well, we're gonna see how Terry cook now when the ingredients ain't good.
No, this is simple. Don't pick up that option and just sign another tight end.
We're gonna see how he cook when the ingredients ain't good.
Cause this is Arthur Smith's pick.
Yeah, I mean, I just
I
went
saw
side of it. You can find a
Look,
tight end in free
at this
agency.
point, Titan,
At the same
if
time, too, though,
if
it's still
if
third first pick as the GM.
Titan, the question would be, what player that we picked up are we gonna keep?
if Kyle Pitts
Right?
if Kyle Pitts mess around, give you 750
We got
yards
a
this
1
year,
year deals
you
around
ain't
here.
sign him.
you didn't draft him 4 overall just to give you 700.
Hell no, that's not bad numbers for a tight end though.
700.
For
But
clarification,
not a top.
y'all.
No, it's not bad for a tight end you found in the 4th round. But for a guy that you draft 4th overall, yeah, that's bad.
I ain't gonna lie.
Real quick, y'all. Real quick. We did pick up his 5th year option.
Okay.
We did
We
pick
did
it up.
get
Oh my God, Terry, you
So,
moron!
No, you know what? No. Hold on. Because that works though. Because we done picked up his 5th year option, so we don't have to negotiate with him to next offseason, right?
Well,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah, okay.
So
Well,
now
we
you
ain't.
have
He gonna give us the
now you
same
have
salary.
Judon, and you have Justin Simmons on 1 year deal.
Yeah.
You can lock both of them back in and then restructure if you want to keep Pitts. Plus, Algier contract comes up after next season. So
Somebody said
that worked. It makes sense in the long run for us to have picked up his 5th year option.
I don't know. I like Warner though. Warner's pretty good, man. I like Warner, man.
But it's a shame that we got to go start Warner because we got a tight end that can't block. Like, I'm tired of bringing in tight ends to do the job that Pitt's supposed to be doing. Like, somebody said, and I think it just makes so much sense. I saw somebody comment saying there's football players that love football, and there's those that love what football can get them. And it just seems like Pitts is the guy that loves what football can get him.
Makes sense.
So I think Pitts is probably the one of the players who would have benefited the most from hiring a coach like shit, now I can't think of his name. New England. Belichick. Yeah. I think Pitts would have I think Belichick would have really been able to. What
tight end have you seen Belichick coach?
Well, I mean, if you let me finish my statement, I wasn't meaning coaching like on the field.
I was asking.
I'm talking in life, because it looks like when Pitts is on the field, he gets it's like a pouting situation with him. You know what I mean? Like, and then another reason why I said that is because Kurt made a statement 2 weeks ago, and you can see it. He said that, his goal was to get Pitts involved early, get him in the game early. It's like if he don't get any reps, if he don't get, any looks, like, it's like, well, the rest of the game he kind of like pouts, and it's like he don't really run. It's like he's like, well, fuck it, I don't care. You know what I mean? And I think a good coach would have been able to sit him down and like really talk to him, which you shouldn't have to do for a number 4 player. But I'm just saying, well, with a Hall of Famer coach like him, I think he would have been able to sit him down and really like, look here, bro, either shit or get off the pot, dog. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying that to say I don't think Raheem Morris is hard enough to really dig into him to require him to play harder. So because no one is requiring him to play harder, he just doing what he doing, and that's sad, because I see the talent. It's like he don't want it though. So,
but coach, isn't that a position coach's job? Just like Brian Cox on the defensive line, when them jokers wasn't doing what he wanted them to do. Oh, look here, he had his foot so far up in their behind that if they had a chest X-ray, they see Nike.
Yeah, sometimes you need someone to talk to you on a certain level versus just like screaming at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like
no.
It's like he
it wouldn't be screaming. We'd be screaming.
But he got a point though, John. Like these are like multi-millionaires. Every player on that level don't take good to aggressive coaching, and that's part of being a great coach. You got to figure out what's most effective for the different type of personalities that you're gonna coach.
Now that's why I
Rod is
always
known to be a
mention
player coach.
Heidi, that's why I always mention Rich McKay name in my videos. And I ain't gonna go down that road, but Rich McKay, this Raheem Morris hire is Rich McKay. I hope everybody know that. This is Rich McKay's doing.
Well, I'm not. See, this is the thing about that.
Rich McKay.
This is the thing about that. The head coach shouldn't have to be motivating individual players outside of what that position coach and that position grouping is supposed to be doing.
No, that's what your head coach should do. That's what he should.
Now, and then again, coach, you right, because I have seen Tomlin grab a joke. Hey, come here, son. What you doing out there fighting? Is this about you or is this about the team? This is what I'm talking about as far as Kyle Pitts is concerned, because see, I hope that they are seeing what we are seeing as far as the lazy running routes, not having any type of gumption about you, not having any, just loafing it, half-assing it, going, running routes. Because see, now that what game was that where they showed him from the back where he was running across the formation to catch a pass and he tripped over his own feet.
That was the game before. The game before.
I got to break out because I got to be up in the morning. But I appreciate y'all having me on and everything. I wish I could stay a little longer.
Yes, sir. Simo. Appreciate you coming through, bro.
All right, man.
Salute to you, bro.
All right, Simo. That prompted me to make my post about him. Whether it was, I don't know what week I was killing Kyle. It was either last week or week before. But that game right there that you're talking about, when he got so clumsy, and that's why I prompted y'all to ask, do you think Kurt trusts him? Because Kurt was looking for him on that play, and he threw it to him, and we couldn't either he was a negative yards or no yards because he tripped up and failed. And then it was a play last week when he gave up on the play, and like I say,
we had
unfortunately Raheem Morris is another Dan Quinn. Yeah, he's a rah-rah. He's a rah-rah. Cheer, let's cheer. We don't need some players on our team don't need that. Some players on our team need that dad. Some players need that dad. Some players need that enforcer. Some players need that rah-rah.
We had a coach get fired this season.
So he's not gonna be rah-rah and all.
We had a coach that got fired this season that did his job. We had a coach that get fired recently that got fired for doing his job. Robert Saleh did his job.
Yeah, I hope to God we get him in. I would love to get him in here, man.
Robert Saleh did his job with the Jets defense and got fired.
And the thing was about that. Didn't Aaron Rodgers and Woody Johnson have a meeting?
They said they didn't, but everybody believes that Aaron Rodgers got him fired.
Aaron Rodgers probably got him fired because see, you remember that what was it, a Monday night or a Sunday night game where he was trying to hug Aaron Rodgers.
He pushed
see what Tyler doing right there? He said, hey, don't. You can see Aaron Rodgers' mouth said, "Don't hug me."
That ain't stay away from you. And I ain't gonna turn this into no political shit. I ain't gonna turn this into no political. They had nothing to do with no Palestine-Israel stuff with the flag.
But see, I don't know. I don't know about all that.
They had nothing to do with that. He was doing his job. The problem with Saleh, because I live right here. Saleh started going into the offensive room. More and more. And then he wanted to fire Hackett. And then he wanted to make changes. And he wanted to do this. He wanted to do that. Remember, the Jets defense is stacked. You know what I'm saying? It's stacked across the board.
Top 10.
So So right. So there you go. So how you gonna fire somebody for doing a job?
He was 20 and 36 as a coach.
Hey,
That's why he
owners.
got fired. He was not winning shit. That's why he got fired.
Well, the offense wasn't doing. The offense
That's why he
wasn't
got
doing a
fired.
job. The offense wasn't doing a job, but the defense was.
It doesn't matter.
Ultimately,
You're
it's a
the
wins
head
and loss
coach.
business.
You're not a court. Hold on. See, like you're looking at it as a fan.
At what? I can't hear you.
Objectively. Now, he's not a coordinator. He's a head coach. You're responsible for both sides of the ball and special team.
Okay.
If your team is not winning, that's back on you. Franchise. If that's not producing and they ain't making money like they're supposed to do, and you have a night shift manager and a day shift manager, but you're the overall manager, that falls back on you.
Okay. Can I give you an example? Can I give you an example that's gonna counter? Okay. Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan, Steve Wilkes. Steve Wilkes called the defensive play. Shanahan called timeout and overrid that defensive play, right? But Steve Wilkes got fired. Steve Wilkes got fired, right?
Shanahan the head coach.
Oh, so did Shanahan get fired too?
Shanahan is the head coach.
Shanahan is not 20 and 36 as a coach.
You see what I'm saying?
So it's the third Super Bowl he blown.
It doesn't matter though. It's his first as the head coach.
He's getting to Super Bowl.
Wolf, you got to think about the last 2 years.
You compare apple and orange.
Wait a minute. You just told me that the head coach is responsible, right?
Yes.
But you brought up a successful head coach.
But exactly. You can't compare Scholar. You can't compare
in the win and loss column. In the win and loss column.
You cannot compare Salah to a Shanahan or a McVay or a Tomlin or somebody of that ilk. You cannot do that because Salah doesn't have that resume. Salah's resume is more.
So you fire Shanahan,
wasn't Salah responsible for the San Francisco defense?
Who are you going to hire to replace Shanahan?
For the Jets.
But we're judging him as a head coach. He got fired as a head coach.
They brought up his head coach.
Wait a minute. You just telling me the responsibility fall on the head coach, but now he is a successful head coach who blew 3 Super Bowls.
It does not. He wasn't a head coach for all 3 Super Bowls.
He was for the 2 in San Fran.
Watch this. All right, so which
wait a minute. Yes,
which Super Bowl? Which Super Bowl has Robert Saleh got the Jets?
The head coach in San Fran. I just want to get that straight.
Which Super Bowl has Robert Saleh got the Jets to?
No. Was he the head coach in San Francisco?
Who?
Shanahan.
Shanahan. Yeah. Okay. So he's one of the winningest coaches in the NFL.
I didn't ask you about the winning. I just said if he blew the 2
But winning matters.
About winning.
You cannot compare the two.
Winning is the only thing that matters. You can't ignore winning. That's the only thing that matters in the NFL is winning.
Saleh tenure as the Jets head coach is comparable to Arthur Smith tenure as the head coach from here.
I got you.
And what happened with both of them?
Don't care about winning. Is that's the only thing that matters in the NFL is winning.
They both got stripped off.
Okay.
And then on top of that, Shanahan fired him, not the owner. The head coach fired Wilk, not the owner.
Okay, so he overrid Steve Wilkes' defensive call, called the timeout, called his own defensive play. The defensive play ain't worked, but you fired Steve Wilkes.
Now, and that's another thing.
We're not arguing this Shanahan.
And that's another. Well. How do we know he over?
He called the timeout.
No. Hold on. Take me back through that. Did Shanahan call a defensive play?
Yes. He said he didn't like the defense that was out there. He's the one that called the timeout. It was the 4th and 1. The 4th and 1 play in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Go back to it. Shanahan calls the timeout. He said, calls the timeout. He told Steve, "Go listen. I don't like that defensive call."
Hey, fellas, hold on. Shout out to whoever that is in the chat with his name. This name, my wife cheated again, but she pays all the bill. I'm sorry, that's legendary. Shout out to whoever you go ahead.
I would say this, Wolf. If Salah had as many wins as Shanahan did, then he could probably get away with making that kind of mistake. Like, it's called equity. Like, Bill Belichick can afford to make as many mistakes as he wants because he got 6 rings. There's a whole lot of winning behind it. Like, if you win, you can make mistakes. If you're losing, if you're 20-36 as a coach, you can't make a lot of mistakes.
I got you. I agree.
But I want to go back to this mistake or this call because see, Shanahan is not a defensive coordinator, and the thing that I wanted to clear up is he called a timeout because of the defense that was out there on the 4th and 1. Did he have Wilkes call another defensive call or something that he liked better? Because Wilkes was the defensive coordinator.
It don't matter, John. He's the head coach.
No. Yeah, well, this is the thing. This is the thing. If he didn't like the defense that was on the field for that 4th and 1, okay, and Wilkes had called this particular defense. Now, we don't know whether that defense would have worked. We don't know. Okay. So he wanted Wilkes to call something else that he felt would work better because I don't think, and this is just me, Shanahan is offense, has always been offense. Him calling a defense when this was said, I said, I don't know about him doing it. But
he's the head coach. He can do that.
But
he's the. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's offense or defense, John. He's the head coach. He can do that. So that's
documented. You go watch the Super Bowl again in slow motion, and you could go to I think it's about the game is on YouTube is about 2 hours and 50 minutes. I watched it 100 times already.
This was the first one he lost. This is the first one he lost.
This is the one he lost last year. This is the one he lost last year. Yeah. Last year.
Okay. Well,
Salah was the head coach of the one he lost the first one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Salah was his defensive coordinator then. Okay. All right. But see, thing is, yes, the head coach and coach, I'm not disagreeing with you about that part. But Shanahan calling a defensive play is the thing that I'm questioning because Shanahan doesn't have a defensive coordinator's defensive bone in his body.
Right. I mean, that's probably true. I don't care one way or the other. I hope he comes here. I would love to get him here. We need to do whatever we can to get him here. I'm tired of my Falcons not being top 5 in defense. I don't think ever in my lifetime they've been top 5.
Top 5 is I don't see them being top 5 with the personnel that they.
What about Salah?
Coach, I would love to get Salah in here. Yes, absolutely.
Coach wants Salah. But see, thing is, you can't. What you gonna do? Fire your defensive coordinator in his first year?
He needs to be fired.
No, they ain't gonna do it, Coach. They ain't gonna do it.
He needs to be fired.
So if he's stubborn and he won't adjust to his actual personnel,
he needs to be fired.
Impose what he wants, he deserves to get fired.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna tell you something else.
Political, but it's a lot of political shit with that dude.
Raheem has said that he don't have a problem with it, so he gonna still be
political shit.
And that's a problem. And that's a problem too, John. That's a problem too.
Let
me ask a question. Hey, fellas, how y'all doing on this wonderful night?
What's going on, man?
James, where your light at, man?
James?
Yeah, that's
with the regular light.
Regular light and everything. I'm in a good mood, so you I had to turn on the light if I'm in a good mood.
Hey, you can be in a better mood come tomorrow. You can be you can be in an even better mood come tomorrow night.
Why you say that?
Because my Bulls about to stomp them little puppies out.
I'm not stumped by the ball. Okay.
You're a Bama fan, right?
Yeah, I'm a Bama fan.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, we already did that there, but that's besides.
Tennessee gonna win. And
What happened?
UK gonna win.
So let me
James,
ask you
God don't
this.
like ugly.
Let me ask you this. If he a first time coordinator putting in a first time defense and he believes in that 3-4, why should he be fired when he
because
got
it
2
don't
years?
work. What? It's not working.
It's not
It don't
working.
work. And as a defensive, as a
Hold on, coach.
guy who is in school for
Hold on, coach. After 6 games, how can you come to that proclamation that the defense is working? And you ranked 17th overall in defense.
with the eye test, with the fact that we're barely beating teams who are heavily injured,
everybody injured, coach.
rookie
Everybody
offensive
injured.
lines.
We injured, coach. We injured. Everybody injured. We injured.
Man, we is not really injured like that. We may have one or two. We may have one or two people out.
Coach. We missing
Come on,
DeMarco. Hold
man.
on, listen to me. We
I'm
missing
with you.
DeMarco. We missing DeMarco Helms.
Okay.
We missed our starting linebacker for 4 games, and we only in week 7. We missed we missed 2 starting offensive linemen. What do you mean we're not injured? We missing Rondale Moore. He ain't played a snap. How can you say we not injured too?
So
we got a quarterback coming off an Achilles injury,
and the Saints missing like 15 players, and we couldn't stop them. That's what we couldn't stop them.
Wait, hold on, Red.
But to be fair, most of those guys you named on defense.
Were they injured when we played them?
They were getting, some of them were, and some got injured during the game.
But that's my point. This is football. Everybody's injured somewhere. Ain't nobody totally healthy.
Oh, I understand. Okay, so you mean to tell me that you think with what we're doing right now, we can stand toe to toe with Minnesota?
This is what I think, and I've alluded to this all throughout this broadcast. I don't think y'all are willing to admit the defensive personnel up front just ain't that good.
We never said that. We never said that they're not good, but they will be in a better position to be better if the scheme was correct.
Okay, hold on. We're going back to scheme. Now, 40% of your sacks from last year's scheme is off this team, and they're still taking the same production to a new team. So because
they're running the same scheme, brother.
Hold on.
Okay.
That goes back to personnel issues. Our production went down and their production stayed the same.
Two things happened. One, they went to a team that was running the exact same scheme. Well, not exact, but they went to a team that is running the same scheme, and we switched our scheme up. That's what y'all are not getting. We're not doing what we did last year. So that is a huge factor into the reason we're not getting pressures and sacks. That is a huge reason.
So you're saying if we go to a 4-3, all of a sudden that's going to make Grady Jarrett sack number?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that our defensive linemen will instantly become all pro, all stars, all pros, all of that. What I am saying is that putting them in the correct scheme will get probably 80 to 85% more out of them because they are in a they are in a scheme that is fit for who we have as personnel. We do not have the size to be in 3-4, and that is why they're getting pushed all around. But if we was to switch the scheme, they will be better suited to protect the line of scrimmage more than they are right now.
So that's gonna mean Grady gonna win more matchups. That's gonna mean Amiyamata gonna win more matchups. That's gonna mean Ebiketie gonna win more matchups.
We wouldn't know. We wouldn't know until they did it. But on paper, yes.
That's a big assumption, Coach.
Tidy,
it's not really though. It's really not.
You telling me Grady going next year?
Grady needed to be gone at the beginning of this year. Grady needed to be gone at the beginning of this year. That's a whole nother.
Hold on. What you say, Wolf?
I said, you telling me Grady gonna be gone next year?
I don't think so. I think they're gonna make Grady. I think Arthur Blank gonna allow Grady to finish out his contract here, which is one year left after this season.
1 year left
After this year, yeah.
Okay.
And we could save 16 million, but we're gonna keep him. That is stupid. That's utterly stupid.
I think they're gonna keep him.
Okay.
Yeah, they probably that's the Falcon thing to do. But the smart thing to do would be to trade would have been to trade him this past season, at the start of the season.
All right,
Or before the season started.
Why you say that, Coach?
Just because it would have he's coming off an Achilles, and I understand we got Kurt that just came off an Achilles, but Kurt's position and Grady's position are two totally different positions. And then two, Kurt has something to show for his last year before getting hurt, and the year before that before getting to show. Grady's production has steadily declined since 2020, even before he got hurt.
Yeah, but then you still gotta look at it.
I guess so many people talking, I can't hear.
I'm sorry.
On the offensive regime, who he had on defense to go along with him outside of AJ?
There's nobody that helping him in 2020. He had
from 2020 to 2023, he had nobody helping. Onyemata came in, and Grady was off to a decent start, and then he got hurt. He tore his ACL.
But didn't y'all just tell me players play though?
Yeah, I said that.
Okay then. Okay. So it can't be one for one and not for all.
Well, Grady's been making plays though. I mean, he's been making.
Now, wait a minute. Now, Coach.
It don't work like that. It can't be one for one way for one section.
That was me that said that.
Okay. Now, okay. Let's break this down.
That was me.
Let's break this down. If you are the only viable defensive lineman that's getting in, that's everybody's afraid of, because see, the only person on the defensive line
who's afraid
2020 until 2022, 2023, when we were borrowing and begging and getting anybody that could put on a uniform, putting them on the defensive line and putting them on the defense, because we had no money to go and get anybody. And Grady Jarrett was the only thing that we had that anybody was afraid of.
Yeah,
the man couldn't do nothing.
I get all of that. I get all of that.
So
but
I don't believe. I understand that players play. I understand that philosophy. However, when you are being schemed out of a play, which you can do very easily in football, when an offensive coordinator can very easily scheme a defensive player completely out, by especially in the trenches, by doubling and triple teaming him because they know they don't have anything else around him. That renders him null and void. It's just like Grady Jarrett doesn't even exist. Okay. And he didn't because he had nothing around him. You remember Dean Pease when he was here, he put that defense together with spit and bailing wire.
I get all of that. I get all of that. Trust me, I get all of that. The point is, he is not producing to the level of money that the Falcons are paying him. It ain't my money, true. But if they were to get rid of him and free up the space, we would have more money to get people in here who actually produce. There's no other way around it.
Okay, so let me ask you a question after you, John. When you finish up, John, I'm gonna ask Coach a question myself.
Well, I was gonna ask Tidy if, say for instance, we got rid of Grady next year, what would we be eating?
Now, I think it's 9 million. I think it's 9, but we will save 16 on the cap.
I think it's more like 5 million on the cap, if memory serves me correctly. Let me look it up real quick.
I know it's about 16. I know we'll save about 16 on the cap. I know that for sure.
Hey T, I gotta check out Melissa. Let's get this W on Sunday. But continue guys' conversation. Tidy, thanks for
all right, brother.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, man.
Appreciate you coming on,
Hey,
Wolf.
man.
Thank you,
Hey,
man.
let's get this
All right,
W
Wolf.
on Sunday, and let's get this W the week after. Let's get this W against these cowgirls. That we won't play.
Man, we're gonna be getting W's all year long.
W's, man. So
All
shout out
year
to John. Shout out to John. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody.
All right, brother.
Coach, nice to meet everybody. Tidy, thank you so much for having me, man. Thank
Shout
you.
out your counter before you get out of here, Wolf. Shout out, let them know.
Hey,
they can
man,
find
Wolf Solidified, man. Wolf Solidified, man, on YouTube. I had 2 garbage cans. One was for the Atlanta defense. The other one's for the Carolina Panthers. Come check me out. I do content way different. It's a bunch of jokes and stuff like that. And to the gentleman that said Michael Penix isn't going to be that guy, trust me. Michael Penix is going to be that guy.
I didn't say he's not going to be the guy. I said we don't know. We haven't seen
I'm
him play.
saying it right now, and you can come to my channel. I'll take bets. He's going to be in the Ring of Honor, at least Ring of Honor. I'm trying to tell you. Michael Penix is that guy, man. Trust me, man. So salute to everybody, man. Shout out to you, Teddy. Thank you, man.
Yes,
All right, bro.
Take it
All
easy,
right.
Wolf.
Hey.
All right, but
So
What you get? What you get, Ty?
Okay, so Coach was right. If we cut or trade him pre-June 1st, it's a $9 million dead cap hit. Post June 1st, it's a $5 million dead cap hit. So we both were right.
And
And you
about
say-
16 and free up about 16, right?
Yeah, close to 16 million.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think with the spirit, I agree with the spirit of what Coach talking about, because sometimes I think we get so attached to players when we should have more of a Bill Belichick approach, where it's like, hey, nobody is just untradeable. Like Richard Seymour, we love you. You can go. Like everybody is on it. Like if it's going to make the team better, but for some reason, like here in Atlanta, we just get this attachment. Like, no, we could never touch Roddy. No, we could never touch Grady. Like, do we want to be better, or we want to hang on to these people that we care so much about?
Fucking exactly. That's my whole point. I like Grady, but Grady is not like I posted.
Like, do we want to win
I
rings,
posted.
or do we want to hug our superstars?
I posted in the Atlanta Bird game the same thing that I was talking about in the eye test on Wednesday, John. The over the cap, and on over the cap, Grady has played 1 game this year at or above what we are paying him, which is about 9. I think it was about 9 million a year.
It's more than that, Coach.
It's more than that.
Grady made like
okay.
16, 17 million a year.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think they break it down. I forgot. I got to look at it. But anyway, he has been playing. Yeah, you're right. I think it is 7. It was 17 million. He's been playing in the 6, 5, and 7 million range all year. Like his production is next to nothing. Now, I will admit though that is hugely a part of the scheme. But even last year, even last year before he got hurt, he wasn't all that great.
How many games? James James. Go ahead, James.
So if you want to trade Grady, what do you think he will be worth if you trade him? What pick do you think he'll be worth?
Well, the pick is not so much, in my opinion, it's not so much the pick that's the value, it's the money that's the value. So you'll get probably for Grady, maybe a third if you're lucky, but the money you free up to strengthen your team that is already at the cusp of being great is worth more than Grady Jarrett.
I'm with it. I'd rather have a ring than and make Falcon for life.
I don't disagree with you.
Absolutely.
I don't disagree with you. I mean, I get where you're coming from. I just know how Arthur Blank and Rich McKay, how they work.
Yeah, the Falcon thing to do is, he's going to be here, and we probably going to get him another contract. So, I mean, that's the Falcon thing.
Pretty much he's going to retire the Falcon.
So
yeah, he's going to retire a Falcon.
Now, see, my problem is what I said earlier. There are people that are available out there. Say, for instance, you got rid of a Grady Jarrett. Now,
you could pay Judon, you could pay Simmons. You could literally pay a lot of people just by getting rid of him.
Don't pay
But
you done. Don't pay you done.
but you've got to replace Grady.
And
Not
which
Pat.
we actually already
We already
have
drafted.
with
We already
Root.
drafted
Yamada.
Root.
Was
Who
Root.
who is
Root.
replacing Grady? Who's
We
replacing Grady?
drafted Root.
We
Root is
drafted Root.
Brandon's replacement. And
Okay,
Dolis is
Aurora. So
yeah.
now they said that he's pretty good. They say he's pretty good now. So
He could play
you would
next to
replace.
Onyemata.
Say what was that, Keely?
He could play right next to Onyemata. There you go. There's your interior lineman. Rook and
Well,
Onyemata.
Yamada only got one more year on his contract.
And
That
After
John,
this,
replace him too.
And how?
Dolis
Wait a minute.
taking over.
Wait a minute. How big is Paul's? How big is Aurora?
He
Is he
not
3?
no, he
290.
not no, he ain't that
No,
He
that's too light. That's too
Onyemata
light
is.
for me. That's too light.
Onyemata is.
Jared ain't that Grady Jared not that big. Pause.
He
Grady Jared
3.
only about 3.
He
He ain't number
3.
like 300.
He 3. That's 10 more pounds now. But see, we're replacing Grady. We're replacing Grady. Now, do you want to replace Grady with someone lighter than him?
Man, you put all you got to do is in the off season put Rook in the weight room. He could get that 10 pounds easily.
Wasn't he in the off season this year?
I mean, yeah, but no, not really, because you
not really.
gotta think they got he was a rookie, so there's a whole lot.
I need 320. I need a
Well,
real nose tackle.
well, if we stay in the
guy
3-4, you
not a
need a
nose tackle.
340.
Yeah.
See,
Oh, okay.
See, John,
Go ahead.
John, see, the thing is, though, with that type of size, though, you can move a Rook around. You can put him in the interior or at the end. So he's really versatile. And as far as the gameplay, he's been with the snaps that he's been getting, he's been doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
He's been getting pressure. He's got a pressure a couple times. So
I don't.
at 290.
I don't understand what our coaching staff is doing, bro. Across the board, they are dropping the ball. We are winning, yes, but our I say all the time, I'm not shitting on the fact that we winning. I love the fact that we winning, but we could be so much better just by doing simple things that I don't understand. I don't understand why we're not doing. I
Never
don't want
accept
us to be
anything in a
good.
win
I
that you
don't want us
witnessed
to
and
be
lost.
good. I want us to be fucking great.
Yeah, and I agree with that. But I'm thinking with the weight and see this is my philosophy anyway. On defense, the rules are against you. On defense, the rules are against you. So if I can keep my defense 10th to 17th in the league, I'm going to be relying heavily on my offense to win games, which is the way it's supposed to be anyway. Because see, you can't count on turnovers, you can't count on fumbles, you can't count on interceptions. Your offense is what wins the game. So the onus is on them. Now I'm finally glad to see that my offense can get up off the mat, can get out of their own way, can pull their own weight. Because for the first and see the way that we talking about the defense, the way that we talking about the doggone defense, if it wasn't for that defense, we would not be in the position we are in right now. We would not be in the position we're in not right now because that defense, man, they bent, but they didn't break. And in that New Orleans game, hey, offense couldn't get itself out of the mud for nothing. It took the defense to kickstart everything, the defense and coup to win the game.
I look at it totally different, brother. I look at it like we have been lucky and as in pieces have been off the board. Like if you look at the Kansas City game, they were missing their number one receiver. You know, Travis Kelce was in a slump. And true, we can't control none of that. We can only play who's in front of us, but they were not at 100%. They won't. I don't even think they were at 80%.
Wait, I
And
think
just moving forward, teams are
And
going to
neither
start getting
was our
healthy.
offense.
Rasheed Rice,
And
he was healthy when he played us, I thought.
no, their number one. If I'm not mistaken, their number one receiver was out.
Who was that number one receiver?
Didn't he break his leg or some shit? Like
That
in the
was
second.
after us.
That was after us.
Oh,
That was
okay.
after us. That was after us.
Here's my question. I know, John, you said as long as the defense is around like 10 to 15, but our defense against the run is 25th. Are we going to beat teams like Detroit being 25th against the run?
No.
Well, hey, it depends. It depends. Cause see, this is the thing. This is the
unless
thing.
we outscore them, Q.
Yeah.
Look, I do y'all one better. I do y'all one better. Since everybody sitting there talking about players make plays and all this other stuff, you know how exposed this defense would be if we hadn't picked up Justin Simmons, and we're able to keep Jesse and Simmons in the back deep to put a cap on this defense. You know how badly this defense will get exposed? It would be terrible. You have no run defense. You have no pass rush. And 9 times out of 10, it'd be Richard Grant back there because Helen is out, still on IR. He would get roasted.
Well,
This
Simmons
defense
out.
would get truly exposed if it wasn't for Bates and Simmons being able to sit deep and keep a cap on top of things.
Did you hear me with Simmons?
Yeah.
Simmons
And I agree.
What do you say about Simmons?
He's out now.
No, he's questionable. He's questionable.
I thought he was
He's
questionable.
Yeah, he's questionable. He hasn't been ruled out yet.
He ain't healthy. He's not healthy, is what I'm saying.
Troy and Abernathy ruled out.
Let me ask y'all a question. I want y'all to guess for me. What was we ranked in rush defense last year in 2023?
Rush defense?
14?
Like 18th, I believe.
No,
17, 18.
We were pretty good, I think. Because we were like 11th in total defense. You said 30th.
Just take a guess. What do you think we was ranked in rush defense? Cole said 18. Just guess.
I'll say 8. 8.
Anybody else want to guess?
20th.
We was ranked 20th.
I say 14. 20?
20. So we were near the bottom. We were near the bottom.
We played absolute garbage last year.
And we were on the outside, not looking in the playoffs.
Yeah, let me say this. We were near the bottom quartile last year as well. We got to kind of look at probably line. It's going back to personnel to me. You know, your linebackers who they're a big part of stopping the run game. You know,
I agree.
And thinking about that,
included Troy.
Look, do you know what our overall defense was last year?
11th.
11th in yards given up. 18th. 18th. Say what?
I said, did we make the playoffs?
Keely, now why are you asking that? You know why we weren't gonna make no playoffs.
I mean, hey, that defense.
It wasn't the defensive fault.
Hey, that did play a part in it.
I
haven't looked it up. But I would bet that when we go through the last 20 Super Bowl champions, the greater percentage of them were not bottom of the league in stopping the run.
I would agree.
I don't like if you gotta
stop the run.
Yeah,
you gotta start the run before you start the pass.
If you can't get off the field, you can't win a Super Bowl.
You gotta start the run before you start the pass.
Tighty, you know from watching UGA, how our run defense, man. Some days you couldn't even run a lick on us. But you might get a few pass yards on us, but you ain't running that ball on us, man.
I put it to you like that. I'd rather have a better run defense than a pass defense.
Me too.
I agree.
Yeah.
Hands down,
if a
I'd
team
rather
just
have a
decides,
better
if a
run
team,
defense than a pass defense.
if a
But
team just
okay,
decides to
now,
play
now
separate
that you
and
all are saying that,
Because
that,
that'll protect, like Winston said,
okay,
that'll protect the secondary right there.
okay, now that y'all saying that, what is the least valued position on offense now?
The
tight
least
end,
Least
value.
value,
You
tight
said
end.
tight
lead,
end,
right?
tight end.
No, it ain't tight end now.
You can
Least
win
Offensive
value,
championship without
guard.
a tight end. I
Running
don't
left
need a
back.
guard,
pass catcher tight end to win.
left guard.
It's running back.
Running back, yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay, okay.
running back.
I
And see,
don't
the
know.
thing is, this is the thing. You get 100 yards by committee on a lot of teams instead of one back getting 100 yards, with the exception of us. Now, the way we were running, the way we were doggone running, shoot, we had a couple of backs, 150 yards apiece.
But John,
Generally
here's
speaking.
John. But John, the the running the ball hasn't been devalued. It's just the position, because you still have to have a threat of a run game in order to have some type of balanced offense. It's just that we've transitioned from the one player running back like the Derrick Henrys. Like, yeah, now we're doing it
Mm-hmm.
running back by committee. So it's the fact that's what made it devalued. Like, the ability to run the ball is still important. It's just that you can just get it done. You just don't need a Derrick Henry to get the job done.
There's only 3 bell cow backs in the league now, and the Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, and Christian McCaffrey. They are the only bell cow backs left in the league.
I don't
I
even
would say,
think.
I would put Chubb in there
Brees
too,
Hall
though.
his first year.
I don't even think
Nah, I said Chubb.
McCaffrey
I said Chubb.
bell cow. Winston.
Well,
McCaffrey's
he
a
is
bell
now.
cow. He barely
McCaffrey is
come out.
versatile,
The only time
very versatile.
McCaffrey come out the field is when he tired. Outside of
Yeah,
that,
He
he come out
get
the field.
hurt too much for me.
But that's
but
why he get hurt, because he's about the same size as Bijan, and
yeah,
he's just on the field all day long. See what I'm saying?
Right.
They're about the same size. McCaffrey may be like 5 pounds heavier, if that.
mm,
But like bell cow back is Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, and McCaffrey. Brees Hall his first year, but then when he got hurt, that ended.
I would
Then
put
after
Chubbard.
that,
I would put Hubbard in there too.
Chuba.
Yeah,
Man, because he
Chuba,
had a good
because
game against
he's
us.
really their only weapon. So they made him
Yeah,
a bell cow.
he's a bell cow out of necessity. He's not a bell
Right,
cow back.
right.
He's
But
a
I mean,
bell cow out of
yeah,
necessity because if you
Saquon wouldn't be
remember,
in that.
him one was
Saquon wouldn't be
supposed
in
to be
that.
the starter. They had brought in Miles Sanders to be the starter, and Miles just couldn't get going last year.
He said
So
Saquon.
Saquon
Chuba
wouldn't
came
fit in that.
along, and then Bryce is being Bryce, and they don't have no weapons and stuff. So now he's a bell cow out of necessity. That's only gonna go but so far.
What about Saquon, Winston?
Saquon, they got 3 backs behind him. Kenneth Gainwell and what's the other boy? They all get touches.
Oh yeah, Jonathan Taylor. I would say him.
Jonathan
That's another
can't
one.
stay
Can't
healthy
stay
though.
healthy.
Yeah.
Last
If
always
he's
hurt.
healthy for a full season, yeah, he's a bell cow. He's a bell cow back. You know what I'm saying? But he can't stay healthy. He hasn't played a full season in the past 3 years.
Ever since Matt Ryan put a curse on his ass.
is that what happened, Red?
Hey, John, they left me wide open for that one.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm just asking for clarity. I'm just asking for clarity. But
Kenny Walker's
well,
not
I
a
didn't
bell
say
cow.
he been hurt the past couple of seasons.
They got Zach Charbonnet over there too, and he get plenty of touches. Jonathan
yeah,
Taylor can't stay healthy. So Kenny Walker
see,
wait a minute, Winston. What team Zach Charbonnet play
for Seattle.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he the backup.
because okay, now let me ask this question. What year was it, or what time period was it, where 100 yard, now because see, long time ago, the measure of a good day for a running back was 100 yards, getting 100 yards during the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what time period was it? Because see, I can't remember, but what time period was it when that stopped and we started doing this by committee?
Around the Michael
Like
Turner era.
2013.
Around the Michael Turner era.
And year. Give me a
I
ballpark
think
year.
around 2013.
2011, 12, 13 in that era.
Okay.
So
Okay.
about
See,
the early 2010.
So let's just say about 10 years ago to make it easy.
Give or take,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Cause see, thing is, when you guys say, the ability to run the ball, I have to put what I was used to back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I wasn't back in the 40s though. But looking at old film and stuff of that's all that the NFL used to do. Now the AFL, they started passing right off the bat, but the NFL, it was 5 yards, 10 yards in a cloud of dust all the time. You had your great running backs like Walter Payton, you had Jim Brown, all of those people that you really ran the ball. And the running back position has been devalued so that it's just, it's not where one person is going to play, just going to play and just play the whole game and pound the defense and pound the defense, pound the defense. It's more misdirection. It's more subterfuge now. You're going to, play action passing, kind of like what they're doing up there in Baltimore. See, they got a 3-headed monster up there in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Okay. So, of course, a Derrick Henry is going to get, 100 and something yards per game, kind of like Warwick Dunn did here, because you got a quarterback that will throw the dogs off the scent by running. And run defense, and see the thing, that's the thing that kind of is confusing and at the same time frustrating, because one thing that plagues our defense, we cannot get off the field on third down consistent.
Let me say this too, John. I'm glad you brought it up, because Winston asked me this early in the show, and I put it in the private chat. But we are ranked 31st in the NFL in third down conversion on defense. Pretty much last place.
I knew it was bad. I told you it was bad. Yeah.
And I think, and see, I think that's the worst defensive stat. I think that's the worst defensive stat.
Do you know why that is, John?
You know why we can't get out of the field? Because we can't stop the run, and we can't pressure the quarterback. So we can't get the quarterback and the offense off rhythm. They're on schedule. And
that boils down to the defensive stat that we use.
If they go,
and I mean, no matter how many yards it is to convert third down,
and third and 40, John, they get so much on third that they'll stay on the field and go for it on fourth down. They like, man, if it's like 4th and 3 or less, they going for it against us.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, I'm seeing that all over the league. I'm seeing that all over the league.
I would do it.
You definitely gonna see it against good.
I ain't got to worry about you hitting my quarterback. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
I ain't got to worry about them hitting.
To me, that's embarrassing right there. When they just keep trying you on fourth down, you got to have some pride. You got to take a effing stand, and that's what I'm saying. This defense that we running.
That's what I'm saying. It goes to the scheme. It goes to schematics. It's not rocket science. People like overcomplicating. It's not overcomplicated. You pretty much have the exact same defense and defensive players that you had from last year. The only addition that are really making an impact is Justin Simmons and Judon. Other than that, you have the same people out there on the field.
You see it ain't working. How the hell we last in these damn categories? You see the shit. I mean, this is not working, man. So we got to make
them built for a 4-3. It was not built for a 3-4. You and got people playing out of position.
That's what I keep trying to tell Tidy.
Man, if it was a 4-3, we got a perfect size linebackers because they can just float. You got more linemen in front of them.
If we fail to get sacked, this week versus
they don't have the weight in their back pocket to sit there and hold up against the run. And
and they
every
move
time,
the ball like that,
every time the
we
offensive
really
line
figure we got to
foul the
make some
ball,
change.
they good into the second level. They getting washed. It's not going
That,
to work.
that's what I wanted to say earlier, Winston, that the Bates and Simmons should not have so many freaking tackles every game.
No, you
No, they
want to keep
shouldn't.
it safe. Especially if you're playing a shell over the top. You do not want them to have a whole bunch of tackles because that means they're coming up. Somebody's missing something in front of them.
Yep. You don't want
You
your
want
safety.
them to be able
Your
to sit
safety
back
should not
and
be
keep
leading
everything in front of
the
them.
team in tackles.
That's what I keep saying when Toddy asks, is it personnel? That's my exact point. Like we have the exact same team from last year.
No, we don't, Coach. I keep telling you, we don't have the
I,
same team.
The
bro.
only
You
loss
you
is
you
the
missing
three players.
you missing your top 2 sack getters last year. How you say that's the same team?
But look, this is
But
what I'm saying,
other
Toddy.
than that,
We would have that exact same. We would have those numbers if we were in the correct scheme. We would still have you. Judon would replace Bud Dupree.
Judon would play with his hand in the dirt. Judon would
Yeah.
Right.
play with his hand in
Let
the
me
dirt,
ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this. Have
and
you,
Harrison would be
let me
the other end.
let me ask y'all this. Have y'all been watching Judon this year?
Yeah.
I mean, watch him. Not watching the Falcons, but watching Judon.
Yeah, I have been watching him.
Okay, let me say this. Judon got matched up last week against a backup tackle. And he got bullied all game. He got
Toddy, let me
bullied
ask you a
all
question.
No,
game.
he got held all game. And then hold on. Let me finish.
Coach.
And also, Toddy, because we run the 3-4, his way to the quarterback. We don't hold no lane integrity, so it's a little bit more into it than just looking at it. You have to understand what you're looking at. We don't hold lane integrity. So because we don't hold lane integrity, Judon has to cut all the way around to try to get to the quarterback because he can't just shoot for the quarterback because he's going to get washed up with everybody else. So it's not
Toddy,
so
can I
much
ask you a
him getting
question?
bullied. He's out of position.
Coach,
That's the problem.
All right, let me respond.
It's
Let me respond. Let me respond.
Go ahead, Tyler.
I seen him getting bullied last week by a backup tackle. Now, like I said, I think we was on C-Dub show. Like when our fans say Judon getting held every play or Grady getting held every play, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't give a damn about none of that shit.
Yeah, I don't either.
Everybody get held every play, bro. You got to make a play. Every fan base thinks their players are getting held. All 32 fan bases when they do their broadcast, they held us. They held us. Man, make a play. Make a play, dog.
Well, Toddy, now, see, this is where I got to disagree. The reason why, when the man got the man in the camel clutch, okay, right in front of the official, arm all up under his neck, holding on and you standing there looking at, cause see, they call it on this is the thing though. They call it on us. They call it on us.
They don't always call it on us. We looking at a game as Falcons fans, so we're looking at it from a skewed lens. Let me ask you this: do you honestly think? Be honest, John. Do you honestly think the officials get together to hold the Falcons down and not call holding calls on the opposing team when they play the Falcons?
No.
No. I don't think they get together and do that.
So what I'm saying is everybody faces that. You know, there's not a pass rusher in the league that don't think they're getting held. There's not a fan base in the league that don't think their teams are getting held. Get off the block, make a play. You still gotta make a play.
Well, see, if I only watch the Falcons and see that happen with the Falcons, yes, I agree.
That's my point. We watch it from a skewed lens.
Oh, okay. If I only watch the Falcons, but I'm looking at horrific officiating as far as in the trenches all over the league, and everybody's complaining about it. Not just, and it's not just the fans of the particular team that it happens to. And see, when they did that to Grady Jarrett, when he sacked Tom Brady, I was done. I was done. I'm watching these officials like a hawk, because see, the thing is that okay, for me, I don't know what holding is now. I don't even know what holding is now. Okay, because it just happens so much all over the league. It just happens so much all over the league, especially Kansas City. Kansas City will grab you, have you all up under the arm, and they will twist you around where the official don't see you. And then when the official moves around, they do the doggone kitty cat on you.
But John, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, Lindstrom do the same thing. Jake Matthews do the same thing. Caleb McGarry do the same thing. Sometimes they're gonna call it, sometimes they not.
Yeah,
But
as a coach, we tell I know as a player when I played, as a coach, always around it. You tell Toddy's absolutely right. You tell your players, all right, we ain't gonna get no calls today, so don't be looking for no calls. Play through it. That's always the mantra. Play through it, play through it, play through it. Don't be looking for no calls. He right on that. But that Judon is what I'm saying about Judon is he's getting held as well as he's really playing out of position. That's why he's not really getting you think he's getting bullied, but he's really not. He's just way out of position. So again, it all boils down to being in the wrong set. That's really what it boils down to, bro. I promise you. It boils down to be wrong set. Let me ask you a
and
question.
something else I saw, and I was looking back at 2023. We went a 4-3 last year.
Correct.
Basically,
we were in a 4-3 last year. So what you've done, you added some pieces and changed the whole defensive scheme to a 3-4. And to Coach's point, to Winston's point, you got people playing a scheme that they are not designed to be in. I mean, I've been telling, like I've been saying, we are too light, just too damn light, especially at nose tackle to even be playing a 3-4. And that invites being too light and being too small, that invites getting held. Because see, if you're not overpowering them with just size and girth,
you're doing it with speed.
Yeah, you're doing it with speed. And the thing is, all they got to do is hold on to you a little bit, and the speed is negated. Because I remember,
you keep saying
Calais was here on Tidy.
Go ahead.
Instead of in Miami or whatever. If Bud and Calais were here and playing in a 3-4, you think we'll get better production?
Yeah, I do.
No.
In a 3-4, Bud and Calais in a 3-4, you think we'll get better?
If we had Calais,
I don't know.
If we had both of them and we still had Judon, then
I'm talking about instead of Judon.
No. If we had Calais would still be all right. Calais would be all right because he played in the 3-4. He's been a 3-4 in before.
Look out, bottom line, we just gotta admit this shit not working, man.
It ain't working.
If we go to Seattle and we fail to sack the quarterback, hold on, let me just say this. If we still fail to sack, because Seattle missing some offensive linemen this week. So,
Carolina was too.
Right, that's my whole point. If we still playing defense the same way, we eventually the coach is going to say, this shit not working. We probably need to maybe, introduce a 4-3 hybrid scheme or something because I never agreed. He tried
that against Carolina. He tried to introduce some 4-3 into Carolina game.
Yeah, because you can bring a 4-3 out of a 3-4 formation. It's just a shift over. You just got to shift.
I'm saying, was it effective at all, Winston?
Not really.
I don't remember.
Maybe coach is right.
I don't remember seeing no 3-4 on that field, Winston. I don't remember seeing that.
4-3.
I mean, excuse me. I don't remember seeing no 4-3 on that field. Not against Carolina.
4-3 last game against Carolina. I've watched the game 3 times already. We played some 4-3. The thing is, he's trying to play a 4-3 with a 3-4 philosophy. And it does not fucking work. If you're playing 4-3, play a 4-3.
Yeah,
Like you have to let the 3-4 go. You have to.
Let me. Hey, does anybody in here have all 22? Where you can see the field from the coaches
Breakdown.
film?
Yeah,
Nah, I don't. I need that
I
though.
do.
I'm telling you what, y'all.
No, NFL.
I'm probably gonna subscribe to that, and that way, I'm gonna try to subscribe to it, depending on how much they charge it for it. And then next
Man,
week,
it's like $15 a month.
okay, so next week,
It's like $15 a month.
next week we might could come and try to look at the film together and see if it's the players or is it the scheme.
That would help us out.
That would shed a good bit of light on
Let me
what's
say
going
this.
on.
Let me say this.
If you got the NFL app, it's like $15 a month. And what it do? You got replays. It's like 5 different replays you can get, and then they release all 22.
You said $5.
I said 15. 15.
I know.
Let me say. Let me say.
Go ahead, Jane. Go ahead, Jane. Go ahead, Jane.
So I got a couple questions. I've been asking questions all night. I got a couple questions. Tight.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think Judon has help on the other side?
Not significant help. No, I don't.
Okay. So if they don't have help on the other side, I know my pass rusher on the other side. I can scheme my blocking scheme towards Judon, and Judon could play like that. I could keep Judon out the picture.
You can shift the block on his side, and I know you're going, James. I'm gonna say this before you finish.
Cause we already talked about this.
Yeah, players make plays. You still got to whoop ass on the field, bro.
Hey, you still got to whoop ass on the field. I understand that, but it's like great again, double, triple, you know.
Well, Grady's gonna get that anyway because he's playing nose
No.
tackle.
I'm drawing up a point for Titan. I'm
Okay.
drawing up a point for Titan.
Okay, gotcha.
So if I scheme over there, I still supposed to whoop ass at the end of the day, and you know again. Because, like, I agree with John because the holding calls. I watch multiple NFL games,
You watch a lot of college games too?
and the holding calls is egregious. Keely. Tight, I'm not. Tight and red. I don't mean no harm when I say this. I still love y'all. Blame it on Keely, okay? Just blame it on Keely. Keely. We still beat Georgia though. Okay.
I have to give you the horn for that.
I don't want to be. I want to try and be disrespectful at all.
That's your Super Bowl for the year because you ain't gonna be.
Well, you still gotta make it through Texas tomorrow, Red. So it
You
might.
know what I'm saying?
So that might be your Super Bowl tomorrow.
52-24 loading.
Jane, go ahead and finish your point before we go to college.
Okay. So with that being said, it's a little bit of both when it comes to why this scheme is not working. They don't have the right players. They don't have help on the other side with Judon. And I agree with Coach. Judon is playing a little bit out of place because they trying to do too much with Judon when Judon need to do one simple thing and rushing the passer. But he been sucking at that. So I agree with you, Tight, in a certain extent. But I'm thinking more of scheme-wise that they are building a scheme around to try to take Judon out the picture because they know Judon is effective. I know he's supposed to kick ass, but at the same time, with some of the calls, Lindstrom been getting a holding call almost every other game, close to every game. Why is they not doing that for the other team? When you can look on the field and see it themselves that they holding the shit out of Judon. I thought Judon was getting choked one time in that Carolina game.
Okay, I'm gonna respond to you. I watched Judon extensively the Panthers game because I was trying to figure out why can't we get the quarterback on the ground. From my vantage point, this is what I saw, bro. I saw a guy who doesn't look as explosive as he once looked before in New England. I saw a guy that really looked like he was weak. He could not overpower the tackle. And quite honestly, I didn't see a lot of times where he got double teamed. It was just that backup tackle in his back pocket, not let him do nothing. That's what
But
I saw
when I
in that
speak of
Carolina
double
game.
team, I'm speaking for the whole season. I'm just not speaking specifically in the Carolina game.
Right.
Because it been
And
times he been double teamed.
okay, and
Well,
I'm gonna be honest and transparent. I didn't look at him as closely the whole season as I did the Carolina game because I just made a point. Like, let me see what Matthew Judon doing. He playing a backup tackle, so I expect him to create a lot of pressure, and I just didn't see it, bro.
Here's a prime example, Toddy. Here's a prime example because Judon is getting pressure, but the quarterback is able to escape. Prime example, go back just recently, the Carolina game, when Andy Dalton ran 2 miles an hour and was able to get like 40 yards or however many yards he got. Judon came around the edge, put the pressure on him. Had we been in the correct scheme, that would have shut the lanes down. But because we wasn't, they washed the hell out of Grady and opened up the floodgates, and he was able to escape. He is getting back there. He is getting well, he would be getting pressures if the lane integrity was there, but the lane integrity is not there. So because of that, quarterbacks are able to step up into the pocket or just escape altogether. I mean, if you go back and look at each and every game, they're not running around the ends. They're running straight up the middle and getting 15, 20, 30 yards every time.
Okay, so coach, I'm gonna ask you and also James this. Early in the season, when we weren't getting a lot of pressure with Judon, I felt like Jimmy Lake started blitzing a lot more early in the season to try to offset that, to try to get his pass rusher off, sending blitz up the middle to make those guards have a certain responsibility. When we were sending the linebackers up the gut with the blitzes, they were getting totally washed out to play. Troy Anderson, Kane Ellis, whoever it was. So
What
even
that
even
that
even
goes into it. Oh, go ahead, my bad.
no, you're good. I was gonna say even when we send the blitz and linebackers, they couldn't get to the quarterback.
And do you know why, Toddy? Because because there is no Vita Vea in the middle that is commanding the people that is commanding two. The great thing about a 3-4 is you have a dominant nose tackle that is going to command two people and he's going to clog the hole up. Because we don't have that, then it's easy to pick those people. If the quarterback knows a blitz, he's going to call it. Those tackles are going to pick that those tackles are going to pick up the blitzing linebackers. So yeah, they're going to get washed because there is no big guy in the middle that forces them to put two hats on him. That's why. That
yeah,
be all around the board. It does not work. No matter which way you do it, it just don't work. We don't have the size. Now we had a big guy like Vita Vea, you wouldn't see that. Your blitzing linebackers will be able to get home because either they're going to pick up the blitzing linebacker or this big behemoth is going to get through. It's one of the two. But with Grady, you don't have to worry about it. You can take one player and keep him from getting in the backfield, and they just gonna pick up your blitzing linebackers.
and
Coach,
see it.
go ahead,
I,
James.
I was gonna say, see it times when it did work because it worked from time to time. When it did work,
Yeah, when they stunt.
or if they have because some of root pressures came from having Eddie Goldman, that big defensive tackle, right there in the middle. When Eddie Goldman wants to play, because his effort is trash to me from time to time, but when he wants to play, he root it can work. But if you had that size in the middle, and they just I don't know, and it be having my brain confused on Sundays. I'm like, what they doing? So I let it go. Go ahead, Type. What you finna say?
Yeah, I ultimately agree with you when you say when Goldman want to play. You see him have little spells where he look like he coming out the block with an attitude, and you look like he has spells where he look like he want to retire the next day. And then going back to the blitz and linebackers, man, I just see them push Troy Anderson out the way. I see them push Kane Ellison out the way. And much as I like Nate Landman, when he blitzing, I seen him push his ass out the way. So
Yeah, I would.
I think it's a personnel issue just as much as it is a scheme issue.
Yeah,
But
it is. And
I would.
yeah,
Yes,
let
but
me say
what
this.
I'm
Let me
saying is,
say this.
if you change schemes, you will be able you would hide a lot of that. Like you will be able to fix a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? It's like putting duct tape on the old radiator hose from them old cars back in the day. Like that ain't a fix, no. But you'll be able to drive your car with that. You see what I'm saying? Versus it just being a big ass hole, you ain't moving. Your shit gonna overheat. Like you gonna have to stop every 5 minutes. Like
Okay.
yes, it is a personnel problem, but we can't fix that right now. What we can fix is the scheme that helps us be a better team.
Yeah, and see the thing is, and one more thing, I think when we say people are playing out of position, to me, I think Caden Ellis is playing out of position because he's not really a good coverage linebacker. So the best thing you could possibly do is have him because when we got him, remember, he had even though he was in the inside, he still had 7 sacks with the Saints. So with that being said, and if you can put him as strictly as a pass rusher, I just think he'll be more effective because he knows what he's doing at that point, and he don't have that pressure on him trying to cover somebody.
Do you think any of our linebackers would be starting on a top 10 defense in the NFL?
No.
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 No,
No.
absolutely
No.
not.
I think my boy Nate Dowd will get some reps, but I don't think he gonna start.
Yeah, I just think I just think the front seven, like y'all are basically meeting in the middle because I agree with both y'all now that he's saying that yes, a scheme would also help. Now that Tidy's letting that much in, but I mean, bro, the front seven, the personnel, I mean, it isn't that good. Terry wasn't cooking like we thought he was, and then the scheme would help. It's like you got a bad defender on the basketball team, so now you got to sit in a 2-3 zone because he getting abused. So we can go to a 4-3 to help it, but bro, that front seven, like them linebackers, one day I was just sitting there like, bro, none of these guys would start on a top 10 defense. Like none of these guys could go to Baltimore and play.
And, okay. Now that you say that, why? Now that
The
you
talent
say
isn't
that,
there. Like I don't think Caden Ellis would start if he went to Pittsburgh.
John, I'll tell you why in your inbox. John, I'll put it in your inbox.
Like there is a talent gap in that linebacker core, and the front
you
seven
might
could be
agree with
upgraded as
me,
well.
John.
I mean the D line.
Yeah,
That's what I said. Like,
it definitely.
if you switch to a 4-3, you can put Harrison on one end, June on the other. So you got two 270 plus in, and then you got Onyemata and Grady in the middle with Rook rotating in. That's 300 in the middle. That's the best way to utilize the talent that you have because it'll keep your linebackers cleaner. Instead of offensive linemen having free access to them.
Right.
You got to do what's best with what you have. It's like playing spades. You ain't gonna always have all the spades or all the aces. You got to learn how to
them clubs.
finesse a couple of books. And
Hell
that's how
yeah.
you finesse a couple of books.
Let me, Keely, I want to ask you a question because you brought up a great point. Top 10 defense. Let me ask you this. Do you think any of our interior defensive linemen starts on the top 10 defense?
Start? I don't know about start.
And
I don't know about start. I think Onyemata will get in the rotation somewhere. I mean, and I respect Grady. I think Grady will get in the rotation as well. But I don't know if either of them two start in Pittsburgh or in Baltimore. I don't know.
and that fact right there, and I hate to go back to it. I hate to go back to it, but the fact that you can't say that Grady will start is a reason we shouldn't be paying him all that money and to trade his ass.
Let me get, but here's another fact that I
Hey,
think we should
Red,
pay
you need to
attention to,
cut
though.
that
Here's
mess
another
out.
fact that I think we should pay attention to. I think we got to pay attention to the fact that Vandy also lost to Georgia State, and that same Vandy team beat Bama.
Boy, I tell you, the needle just come wherever it comes. Man. How you just jug the man in the eye for a Keely?
No, I'm messing with him. I'm gonna leave it alone though.
But at the same
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
at
After
the
you
end
just
of the
blinded the
day,
man,
He
yeah,
got
you
a
gonna leave
whole
him alone after you
tag
just blinded
in
him.
his head. Don't leave him alone.
how kind of person be blinded when we already smashed them? So I don't understand it.
Hey, he smashed us now.
But
Hey, we made it close.
boy,
They ain't not gonna act like he
y'all
wasn't
was in a
sweating at the
panic
end
the
of that
whole
game. They
second
made it
half,
close.
man. I don't want to hear none of that. See, look, I was trying to leave that game alone because I'm on Tennessee right now. But Tyler, you see, I ain't the one that's doing this. It's
James,
Keely over there.
James,
It's
you
Keely
know,
over there.
James, you notice I don't talk shit at you because you beat us last time, so I be on mute, bro.
Well, right. But he think he got an edge because we lost to Vandy. He ain't a Vandy fan. He a Georgia fan. So that lets me know you room for two teams, brother. I'm sorry, bro. Don't do that.
No,
Beat
It's
y'all.
all good.
we
It's all
tried.
good, bro.
Red, I don't want to hear your voice until the SEC championship, bro.
What you gonna
Keely,
hear my voice when
Keely,
Tennessee
I
beat
don't want to hear
y'all
your
about?
voice to the SEC championship if we
Oh,
both
They're
I
make
not
it.
forgot
gonna
y'all
make it.
gonna make
Tyler,
it.
They're
you
not
was
gonna
good
make it.
gracious with me. You was good gracious with me, so I ain't gonna say nothing to you, bro, because you've been quiet the whole time, bro. You've been
But
quiet the whole
That's
time,
because
bro.
Tidy
they
or
not
Nova
gonna make
was
it though.
bad. You want some meat? You gotta come to me, dog. No, I ain't gonna let y'all
Oh,
to hoop.
How you ain't gonna let me out the hook about something we smashed you on?
We're
Red,
How does that
smashing.
work?
red,
How does
red,
that work?
red. The only reason I don't talk shit at James, bro, because we like Kirby like 1-6 against Bama, bro. I ain't got a lifeline with him, bro. I just about to.
Alright.
So
Since you
y'all
niggas
gotta
bring up the
understand
rest
that. And he just supposed to excuse my French, everybody who don't believe in cursing and anything like that. He just supposed some real shit. Y'all 1-6. I could go all the way back and say 1-8 if I want to really be technical.
but that one was a pretty big one. So
That
hey,
oh
was a
my
big one.
That
goodness.
one, that one, if I didn't lose Jameson Williams, if
girl,
I
we,
didn't lose,
we
I,
we
hold on,
ain't
hold on,
going with
hold on,
no
hold on, hold
ifs
on,
Hey,
hold
now.
on,
Mitchie. Hey,
Hey,
Mitchie.
if I didn't say no
hold
ifs
on.
in the six
I'm
losses,
not saying.
you not gonna
I'm
say
just
no
saying.
ifs in the one win.
Red. Hold on. I'm not saying because it's next man up with me. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just saying it may have been a different story. It could have, may have.
I did lose that 1 and 2 receiver. I will say that Mechie and Williams.
Okay,
Williamson,
if
yeah.
you want to go, if you want to be technical, if you want to go
Ooh,
back
help
to
help
that
them out
SEC
now.
champion,
Damn.
if you want to go back to that SEC championship, them two boys, HR, look, Keelan Rigo, Rigo, that's over there in Philly. That was supposed to be your number one corner at the time.
Hey,
He
I
had
ain't,
trouble
I ain't taking up
he
for his
had
ass.
trouble with Jameson.
I already
He
told
couldn't
you I
Everybody
hold
ain't
had
taking
Jameson.
trouble
up
with
for
Jameson.
his
I mean, you can't. I'm not gonna never ignore on context. Y'all 1 and 2 receiver did go down. One in the SC championship, the other in the championship. So
National championship.
Uh, uh,
I'm not gonna ignore
it,
context,
it,
just like I'm not gonna ignore how Vandy put their goalposts in the river. I'm
Hey,
just. I
Because
mean,
I ain't going to know
it all
about.
matters.
I'm just not going to. I'm just not going to know that 1-6. And
hey,
I'm just
fellas,
not going to know the SEC championship
fellas,
last year. I'm just
hey,
uh-oh.
not
fellas,
going to know September
ass.
28th.
I
I'm
rather
not going
lose
to
to
know
I
the
rather
SEC
lose to
championship
Alabama.
before that.
I rather
I'm
lose to
just not
Alabama
going to
than
know.
Vanderbilt. Sorry ass.
Hold on. Let me say this. I'm just not going to know that COVID year when we smashed y'all at Bama. I'm just not going to know 2018 when we won the national championship on y'all. I'm just not going. I'm just not going to know a lot of things. But
That
I'm just going to
that
say
Van, that Vanderbilt loss kind of take away about 3 or 4 of them wins
so
right there.
if that's the case, Red, don't it makes it worse on y'all because y'all lost to that Bama team if we lost to Vandy?
No, dude, y'all the one lost the bandit.
I
Not
want to
us.
hear Red answer the question because you want to throw. I'm
No,
just throwing
because
logic out there.
when we smash Texas ass tomorrow, ain't nobody gonna be thinking about y'all.
Whoa, ain't
That
none of
man
that.
lost that car bothered.
Ain't none of that going on.
Look, when we smash Texas tomorrow, nobody gonna be thinking about that Bama loss, and nobody gonna be thinking about Bama because your sorry asses lost to Vanderbilt in
Hold on,
your home
hold on.
field, and you gonna lose
Red,
Texas tomorrow.
Red.
Nobody gonna be thinking about y'all.
Red. They still
Yes,
gonna be
sir.
thinking about that loss. They still talk about that Georgia game to this day.
Please, after we smash Texas, we gonna be the talk of the town. What?
How y'all- Okay, I'm
You're not gonna
tighter.
you're
I
not
say
gonna
this without all love. All love. I'm gonna go back to tight. That's my bro. I'm gonna say this without all love. For one, let me tell you about the Georgia squad. Carson Beck is ass for one. That's one. Two. Your receiving
Same
core is
prospect
ass.
that came back on y'all.
Only thing that's saving y'all right now is really the running
Hey,
game.
he running
I'm
it
gonna be
down.
real.
He fed
And
up.
hold on. Thirdly, your secondary is suspect. Your secondary is suspect.
We're gonna
That's
throw
another
all
thing.
over that
I
shit
already
tomorrow.
did
Hold on.
that. I ain't need you to tell me
And,
that.
huh?
I ain't
He
need
been
you to
waiting to
tell me
get this
that.
off his chest.
Yeah, yeah.
That
For
Vandy
real.
lost strong, boy.
I know it's hurt you, man. You lost to the worst team in
I'm not
Nashville.
hurt. I'm
Damn.
telling like it is.
Don't get mad
I'm,
because you lost to a Division two team. Damn, Fort
man,
Valley could have whooped y'all
hold
ass.
on. But did we lose to Georgia though?
Shit, we were beating y'all. We led in the
Hold
game.
on. Did we lose to Georgia though? Answer the
We
question,
lost
Red.
to
Did
Vanderbilt.
did Georgia beat Bama this year? That's the main thing. Did Georgia beat
We
Bama
got
this year?
four rings. We
Bro,
got
that
one of
man
these
started
rings
running
up,
down that
y'all.
list, bro. He got first of all, your
Y'all
coach
got
suck,
one.
your
You
quarterback
got
suck,
one ring.
coordinator suck.
We got 2 rings.
Yeah, I got two.
Back to back.
Really, if we got 4, if we going down but we ain't gonna compare ring to ring, but we got 4 all.
Okay,
Y'all
so
ain't won
but,
none in a
but,
while.
but did you beat Bama? Red? Answer the question.
I said yeah to get one of those rings. We beat Bama.
I'm talking
You forgot?
about did you beat Bama this year, Red?
Y'all got us by a touchdown, man. Stop
But
acting like y'all smashed us.
I'm
You
just
said
Red,
smash.
Red,
Beat
Red.
us
I'm gonna
by a
tell you when I
touchdown
first
ain't
watched the
smash.
game. When I first watched the game the first half, I was shocked. I was in total shock. I said, "Ain't no damn way Georgia going out like this."
Me too.
Oh yeah, you knew we weren't going
I'm
out
gonna
like
keep
that.
it real because when we went up 14 and the way we did that in the first half, I was like, this ain't. I know is this Georgia
Yeah, I
or
was
And
this
I'm
in
gonna
is or
shock
tell
this
because
Georgia Tech?
I knew
and I'm
how
gonna
trash
tell y'all
Alabama was,
honestly,
and you
I
proved
went
it
out and
next
That's what
watched
they
year
the
were
when
playing
car.
for
you got
Bama
I
though.
went
smashed
out and
I'm
watched
by
the
done
car.
saying.
Vanderbilt.
And then second half, even the coaches admitted at Bama that they lightened up the play call in the second half. That's how it ended up happening.
Bro,
Well,
I can
Bama
pull
Vandy
up.
didn't
got
I
like
can
up the
pull it
play
up. I
calling
can
when
pull
they
it up.
whooped y'all ass
Cause
the
they
next
asked
week.
them a question. Kane Womack said that I got to do better with trying to, trying to run. Cause they were basically trying to run the clock out the second half. Cause they was up that big, and that's how y'all
Well,
got back in it.
man, a boogie
Jane,
got the
Jane,
sparks,
you
man.
can't
See?
do that now. Y'all can't
And,
do
That's
and,
that.
why
I,
I
and,
tell
I,
That's
you.
and
That's
I
that's
the
on
agree. I
reason.
agree
you.
with you.
That's
And I
the
agree
that's
with you,
the
John.
that's
I
the
agree with you
reason
That's
why
on
wholeheartedly,
Vandy
you
John.
now.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. You gotta. When you take on the Georgia team and you put them in a disrespect, they will shine. Don't get me wrong. They will shine. They will shine. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, on Bama end, they should never lighten that low. But you know, I say at the end of the day, bro, how KJ Bow and old Humphrey doing when Ryan Williams caught that ball and did that spinning Rooney on them and made them hug each other and then glide in for the touchdown.
It was an
I don't
inside
know. You
job,
tell me
man.
how
Carson
Vandy
Beck was
quarterback
playing for
doing after
Bama.
he went and signed an endorsement deal after that
Well,
two time he came out of.
I can tell you what's not gonna happen. What's not
Yeah,
gonna happen is
Kenny,
we
it
gonna
was an
take our
inside
foot off the
job.
It
gas
was an
tomorrow.
inside job. That man had 5
We gonna keep
turnovers
our
down
foot
stretch.
on that pedal tomorrow.
I hope so, coach, because you
Yeah,
already
you know,
know.
hope so. I'm telling you, we gonna keep the foot on the gas. We
Well,
ain't
coach,
letting up.
coach,
52,
you're not gonna need
24
coach.
loading.
You're
Well,
not
he
gonna
Hell
even
still
no.
have a
being
lead. You're
disrespectful,
not gonna
man.
even
Hell
have a
no,
I,
lead
coach.
on us tomorrow
I,
to keep
I,
your foot on the pedal.
I
We the
don't
one
think
about
it's
to worry
gonna
about
be.
keeping our foot on the pedal.
We not Alabama, man. You ain't finna treat us like that.
Right,
bro, we're
right.
gonna treat you
I,
worse than that. That's what
I
I'm
got,
trying to tell you.
I got to speak
Nah,
up on that
we
one.
had lost to a Texas team since probably that game in
No, the
2019.
Sugar Bowl,
I'm,
the year with the Justin Fields year when everybody sat out.
I'm gonna tell you like
So,
the last time
so you basically, so
Bama
basically,
beat Texas was
y'all got a
'84,
B
bro.
team. Y'all got the B team.
Man, I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. I finally sat down last week. I watched the Texas Oklahoma game, but I'm seeing what coach is saying, bro. Because for the simple fact it is, bro, I looked at that Texas squad, bro. They got one of our receivers over there, Isaiah Bond. He ended up getting hurt, but that Wingo kid, that freshman,
Yep.
that Wingo kid over there, bro. If y'all let him get off tomorrow, bro, it's gonna be another Ryan Williams. I'm telling you, because that
Now look,
Wingo kid is the truth. For one, let me say this. Let me say, hold on, Red, hold on,
And Bond
Red,
might
hold on.
play tomorrow. He might play tomorrow. He
But
questionable
I'm
right
saying,
now.
and then they carry two. They offensive line is yelling at the right point of time. They got two running backs they can run in and out. They got
What
really
did I
like
say?
four receivers that they can run with the first team. Four, I think they got 4 or 6 receivers that they can run tomorrow. They defensive wise, this defensive line rotations in the SEC. They can rotate 6 defensive tackles. I'm not lying. And on top of that, they linebackers Anthony Hill. I remember Anthony Hill from the recruiting days because he was close to going to Bama, but he ended up going to Texas. Him and a freshman defensive end, I forgot his name. He's from Duncanville. Them
It
two
don't
boys are
matter.
monsters.
It don't matter.
No matter.
What's the
But
likelihood of Carson Beck having 5 turnovers again?
what's the likelihood? I say it's slim to none.
Not
All
gonna
I say
right,
happen.
it's slim
there
to
we
none.
go. There we
Not
go.
gonna
I
happen.
say it's slim to none.
There we
But
go.
he gonna have to have he gonna have to have a Heisman moment tomorrow.
I don't think so.
Because
hell,
You take those
Listen.
5 turnovers
He
away.
going it ain't slim to none, James. He gonna throw at least 3, maybe 4 picks. Because Simmons is gonna be in his ass the whole
that's his
game.
name,
Simmons
Simmons.
is gonna be
Simmons.
in his ass the whole game.
Simmons is a dog out there, bro. From Duncanville. He
look,
from Duncanville, Texas.
we don't need no guy who team lost to Vanderbilt giving us no advice. Okay, okay.
But this guy that lost to Vanderbilt beat Georgia though.
Thanks to Carson
You
Beck
got
being
lucky.
on
You
the
got
being
lucky in one
paid.
game.
He's an
I don't want.
inside job, man.
I see y'all going with the ifs. The if now y'all going with the if.
Beck
If
got
was the
paid
fear,
for that
we'll be
game,
all
man.
drunk.
I ain't say
Beck
nothing
got
about
paid
you.
for
I
that
said you
game.
got lucky.
I don't hear y'all lost. Take the L.
And I'm
Like
gonna
you
act like
Take the L.
Vanderbilt.
Take the L. You root for
but I will
Vanderbilt for
say this.
beating Bama, but y'all couldn't do it though.
I will say this. Y'all pray for me tomorrow because I'm gonna be out there acting like I'm 20 years old and shit.
For what? Y'all gonna get your feet down.
I know. I'm gonna be hurt after the game, but yeah,
You are gonna be hurt
yeah.
after the game. You're
Yeah,
right.
you gonna be hurt,
Nah,
all
nah,
right. It's gonna
nah,
be
nah,
butt
not my
hurt.
feelings, my body.
You gonna be hurt.
No,
You're right.
butt
Nah,
hurt.
nah, yeah,
All
you're
right.
right. 'Cause I'm gonna be jumping around, laughing and joking and screaming and hollering because we beating the brakes off
Yeah.
Georgia.
You gonna be hollering, all right. You gonna be hollering like get that
That's what I
star
think.
quarterback out
Man,
there.
Mark
He's
before
my
killing it.
words, that
Then gonna
boy
bring another one in there. He
Simmons
gonna get beat
is
down
gonna be
too.
the player of the game.
Drake, can you give us a real score?
I
And
gave
just
it to
talking about
you.
less
50,
disrespectful
52 to
actual score.
52 to 24.
And you
Let
still
him
play.
die. Let him die on that sorry mountain he sitting on.
Man,
Bruh,
I think
Bama damn near put 50 up on y'all.
Hey, that mountain you sitting on, it's about to have an avalanche. Okay,
He don't even
so
believe
you,
that. He just doing it for
Bruh,
clickbait,
why do you
man.
keep saying I
He
don't
don't even
believe
believe
that?
what's coming out his mouth.
Yeah, he's trolling.
The
Trolling.
same things that he just told y'all, I told y'all on Wednesday. I said, our 2 running backs, you got to stop. They're going to have a monster game. I told you about our wide receivers. He just said that. And I'm talking about Simmons, our linebacker. Bruh, the same things he just said, I said on Wednesday. What do you
bruh,
mean I
look,
don't
so
believe it?
if
I'm
if
telling you,
if some
it's
scared
going to
look,
be a problem.
if some scared little Bama fan is running from Texas because his team got beat by Vanderbilt, fine, I understand. But that crap
but
James
Red,
talking
we
about
beat
Listen,
don't
y'all
mean
though,
nothing,
listen,
man.
Red.
hold on. Hey,
Red.
James,
Hey
Red with
James,
the dog though, Red.
what James, what year was that Bama had
Well,
like
you sure know a lot about
15?
Texas, like you scared of them, son.
Man, I
It's like
watch.
you stomping their
Red,
ass.
I watch college football as a whole. I just don't watch Bama, bro. I watch
I
college
watch it
football as a
too.
whole.
Yeah, you know
But
that
listen
whole
to me
damn
though,
team.
Red. I'm
Like you
not
play them
saying
next
that,
week.
Red. I'm not saying that y'all gonna get blowed out, bro. I'm
I'm
saying,
saying,
bro, y'all gonna have to worry about that squad because that squad is loaded. I'm not running from Texas. I went 1-1 against Texas, bro. I lost to Texas last year. I beat Texas the year before. So
hey
I went
James,
1-1 against them. So how can I run from something?
I'm
James, let
hearing
me ask you a
music.
question real quick.
Am I hearing Get Out Last Deal music?
Yeah, but let me ask James this real quick.
Oh
James,
Lord.
what
All right, all
year
right.
was that Bama had that like all star? I think like 15 people went to the, well, maybe not that much, but a shit ton of people went to the NFL. It was like one of the best NFL ready teams at Bama in a long time. What year was that?
No, that was
That was
Georgia. That was Georgia team. You was thinking.
no, that was he talking about the tour squad when we had Tour, Najee, uh, Tour, Najee,
It was like 10 to
Damon.
15 people went to the league from Bama that year.
That,
What
We
year
that was
was
had
that?
Jared,
that was
we
UGA.
had Jared Jr., we
All
had
right,
Jared
yeah,
Jr.,
just with
Henry
us, man.
Ruggs,
What you talking about?
Devontae Smith, my boy Jalen Waddle at Miami, and we had on that defense, bro. That defense was loaded too.
What year
That
was
was that
that?
year. I think that was that year we won against the national championship against Georgia.
2022 Bulldogs. That's what you talking about.
Just
We
want
won
to say
against
that.
Georgia.
Well,
Somebody asked
anyway,
you was
I'm
happy
being
with
serious. I don't know. I don't remember what year that was, but
I
whatever
think
year that
that
was.
was that was the year Tool was quarterback. That's the year that you were talking about. I could name a couple other squads, but I'm gonna keep that to myself.
Woo.
Okay,
Because
this 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 Texas team is probably more stacked than that team was as far as NFL ready
Bro,
players.
come on, man.
As far
I
as
mean,
NFL ready
Man,
players.
y'all sleeping on Texas, bro. Texas is loaded, bro.
Well,
But
I've been
yeah, they
trying
loaded, but
to
you got
tell
Hey,
an
them for 2
Alabama
weeks.
team.
you see what I'm you see
I
what I'm
can think
saying,
of like
John? There
4
you go
Alabama
again.
teams that's more loaded than this
Almost
Texas
Texas
team.
job. Somebody asked
Quinn
James
Ewers,
to prop Texas
because
up.
Red, stop being salty over there, bro. You been
And that's
talking
who
so
they
much.
want to
I'm
see.
saying saltine crackers, big
They
dog.
better hope Ewing for well he is gonna play, but they definitely don't want to see Arch out there.
Arch gonna get folded, man. Stop.
Well,
I
you
I
got to catch him
told you
we
first.
put him
do
in
see
the
You
Arch.
got to
game. He
catch him
gonna play
first.
anyway after we knock that other star one out.
I want to see Arch out there. To be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Nah, that ain't what you want. Because
Yes, it is. I want to see Arch out there.
nah, Arch
Coach, like, come on,
Arch
Coach.
gonna run. Arch
Coach,
is gonna
who did
run.
Arch play? Who did Arch
Arch is
play?
gonna run.
Coach, who did
You might
Arch
well
play?
turn the music off for a hot second, real big bro.
Hey, Keita, he played
What you
Turn the
Morehouse
mean?
and
music off for a big
Alabama.
second, big bro.
Come
Turn
on,
Oh
the
my
man.
music off.
God.
I
Turn the
can't
music
play
off.
nobody.
Y'all keep saying that, and I ain't throwing shots, but y'all keep saying who did they play like a team
University of
like
Louisiana Monroe
Vanderbilt
is
can't
not
beat
Georgia, man. Come on,
Alabama.
you
Like
being
y'all keep
disrespectful,
saying
man.
that.
Dude,
University of
y'all haven't
Louisiana
played
Monroe is
nobody
not
all
Georgia.
year.
It
And that's
don't
fact.
matter. It don't matter. You play who
That
you play
matters.
who in
You
front of
got
you.
to get a little
And
bit more
clearly,
practice. You got to
and
play some
clearly,
powerhouses to get ready for us, man. You think you
and
just gonna get
clearly,
ready for us playing Fort Valley and University of Monroe and
Oh,
all them
well,
hold
little
on.
cupcakes?
Wait. No Fort Valley slander now, bro. Keep going, but no Fort Valley slander.
Hold on, hold on.
again,
No, I like
again,
Fort Valley. My mom went. I was just using that as an example. I'm saying
Oh,
I
you
think
Oh,
Fort
he
playing
Valley
don't want
better.
you
Alabama.
And
using
so,
that
matter
as
of
an
fact, man,
example.
I think Fort Valley can beat Alabama. Dude.
He don't
again.
even want you using that as an example.
Leave Fort
But yeah,
Valley out
but
of
that
this,
Man,
Bama
man.
squad
bro,
Hey,
beat
John,
Red
how
Georgia
Arch
though
John,
go out
though.
against
that is my
you trying
mom
to have
awesome
Arch go out
alma
against
mater.
App
So
State and think he gonna do the same thing against Georgia, man. Arch went out there against University of Louisiana Monroe. You're not gonna sit
right,
here
you
and
see,
think
Tidy, that was
that
my
that
point.
man
Again,
can
University of
stand up
again,
Monroe.
against the Kirby defense.
again. Did anyone think Vanderbilt was gonna beat Alabama? And I'm not sending shots at you, James.
Damn,
I'm
give me
just
that
Oh
saying.
yeah,
benefit
you
of
did.
the
Yeah, you
I'm
SEC.
did.
just saying.
Yeah, you did.
But you
Look,
did.
he going cross. He doing crossbow action there.
What I'm saying
He don't
is, what I'm
care
saying
who.
is, you
He
can't
don't
keep
care
on
who he
saying,
used
you
to
can't
make
keep
his
on
point.
saying
No, my point is you can't keep saying who did they play, who did they play, who did
I
they play,
can.
because
I can. He ain't played nobody.
clearly a team like Vanderbilt beat a powerhouse like Alabama. So I don't want to hear who did he do it
All
against.
right,
He did it.
how many years in existence has Vanderbilt beat Alabama?
Hey,
Never.
Ray,
I think it was
that's
They're
what
like
I'm
using
trying
a
to tell him,
once
Ray.
in a
they
million
Bring
year
up
never beat
occurrence to
Vanderbilt
make
they
an
like that's
example.
a
never beat
damn
the power
D2 school or
You're
something.
using something that happened once in a million years to make your example. That's what you're standing
because
on.
it can
And
happen.
see,
Dude. That's
and
what
see,
I'm
that's
saying.
that's
You're
that. Look,
expecting a miracle
John,
in
John,
that
you,
case.
Oh my God.
John, John, you might need to do a show after the game tomorrow, bro.
yeah, I might. Well, and see,
You,
this is
you might need to do a show after the game.
The SEC. I keep telling y'all, the SEC they eat their own. I don't care. I don't
Everybody
care
eat
who
but
it is. If
Vanderbilt
you
though.
playing
Vanderbilt don't
inside
eat
of this
nobody.
conference, you liable to get mollywhopped. And if you slipping, shoot, Ole Miss a dog gonna knock the brakes off of you. I'm trying to
Kentucky.
tell y'all,
Yeah, everybody
Hey,
Kentucky,
but
hey,
Vanderbilt.
Ole
hold
Miss,
Vanderbilt
on,
don't
hold
eat
on, hold
whoever.
on,
nobody.
hold on. Ain't Oklahoma in the SEC?
Who?
They just showed up, man. Come on
Who?
now.
They
It
just
don't-
got
man,
him.
how many times y'all gonna move the goalposts? You said in the SEC. Are they not in the
What?
SEC?
What? They not
Y'all
original.
just got
They
him.
they
Are
not
they
original
not in the
SEC.
SEC?
They not
Okay,
original SEC.
Okay.
okay.
Maybe I need to
So
modify
so
my
so
comment and say original SEC.
what's the
Maybe I need
next
to modify my comment and say original SEC.
what's the next goalpost move we're gonna move? Where is it
No,
did they
no,
not
hey, hey,
did
hey,
they not
hey,
run the ball? Can you
hey.
know what I mean? Is
This
it
is
gonna be running?
this is a modification. I when I said that I meant original SEC because the SEC is the best conference in football. Man, look. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, man. You liable to get knocked in the head. And see, thing is, Texas, you and Oklahoma, Texas and Oklahoma, just coming here. Y'all joined the best. Y'all could have joined the Mountain West out there. Y'all could have joined the Big Ten or the Pac-10 or whatever it was. But you came here.
It don't matter
Y'all wanted to
when we
play football.
listen.
Y'all
It don't
came
matter. It
here.
don't matter when we join. We here now. We taking over. And my
Oh my
DJ Khaled
God.
voice.
Well,
And
hey,
my
it's for
DJ
you to
Khaled
do.
voice.
It's a job. It's a job.
And my
Get to
DJ
work.
Khaled. I'm
And
just
your
saying, make sure
and
all
your
y'all have
first
the
task is
same
tomorrow.
voice tomorrow.
You gonna take over. Your first task is tomorrow.
Right,
Go be up
right,
for it.
John. Because
My
they
first
ain't
task
played
was
nobody
our
before
first task
tomorrow.
was
So yeah,
last week.
that's his first
Our,
task
our
tomorrow.
first task was last week.
They
Whatever.
ain't gotta play
That was
no
last week.
LSU at night. They ain't gotta play no Bama on their schedule, no Tennessee.
See y'all. They letting y'all into the conference real easy. They may as well have put a
Oh,
blanket. They may as well put a blanket and a chocolate mint on your pillow
I
coming
don't
into
even
the
think y'all gotta
SEC the
go
way
to the
y'all
swamp
came in
when it
this year.
come to you.
okay.
Y'all ain't gotta go to the swamp, I don't think.
Okay.
And see, have y'all? Hey, LSU waiting on you. LSU waiting on y'all.
Keep on
Hey,
waiting.
that's true.
I just told you.
John,
LSU
John,
Ain't
waiting
gonna be
on you.
no. Ain't gonna be. It's gonna be a donut in the
John,
L column at the end of the year.
John.
Y'all ain't getting
Yeah.
out my
LSU,
way.
LSU is not comparable this year. Let me tell you what their problems is. They only got one solid receiver. They secondary trash. Their whole defense is basically trash. So that's not comparable. They not comparable this year, big dog.
Well, see that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
But
saying. See,
they
the
win an
thing is,
awful lot at night at home. Like
yeah.
they trip everybody up at night at home.
Yeah, and they did a good job against Ole Miss. I give them that, but overall, no. I'm not convinced of LSU right now.
Well, hey, with that Louisiana Texas rivalry that's going on right now, because Cowboys and the Saints, look, that's spilling over into college. In my opinion, that's spilling over into college. And
Hmm.
the thing is, they're not playing them this year. See,
Hmm.
y'all ain't played Alabama. Is Texas going to play South Carolina this year?
I don't
No,
remember the whole schedule.
no.
I know the only game I'm worried. I ain't even worried about Georgia. I don't look past
Here's the
Georgia.
remaining schedule for
Only
Texas.
game I'm worried about is Arkansas.
Here's the remaining schedule for Texas: Georgia at Vanderbilt, Florida at home, at Arkansas, Kentucky at home, and at Texas A&M.
And
Kentucky
Florida
may.
might get you.
They don't
Florida
play
might
nobody.
get
They ain't
Oh
played
my
nobody.
God. Oh my
you.
God.
Florida
I'm
might get
If
you.
they had to go to the swamp,
tired.
I would say that was a trap game. If they had to go to the swamp,
That Kentucky game may be a trap game for Texas
yeah, the
because they got a
Kentucky game
solid
definitely gonna be
they got a
a
solid defense. They got a solid defense.
Kentucky
It's
got a
full
nice
of
team.
Georgia players.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'm only worried about Arkansas. The rest
Well,
of that y'all talk
hey,
about
hey,
linebacker.
that's up to
It's
you.
tight that linebacker that y'all had starting last year. He played at Kentucky. He's the starting middle linebacker this year.
Yeah, Dumas
Forgot his
Johnson.
name.
He should have
Dumas
never
Johnson.
left.
Hey, coach. You might not be worried about him, and doggone Mike Tyson wasn't worried about Buster Douglas either.
True. Red,
He
you all
wasn't
right
worried
over there,
about it.
Red? But you having some reminiscence of the Bama and Georgia game, Red? You looking down at it?
Oh, I'm in. I ain't reminiscing
Yeah, I
on
had to
nothing.
throw my shot in there since you want those shots.
See, man, I need to be
I'm
tougher.
sorry again,
All
Titan.
this,
I'm sorry again.
all these
You
strays.
ain't came at me,
Titan,
Titan. I
look
love
at all
Titan.
these
Titan
strays
ain't
getting
came at
shot
me.
all crisscross
Right.
right here.
John, they shooting everything out.
Somebody go live tomorrow after the game so that I can talk all my ish. That's what I want you to do. And Red, remember every time I
If
say
I
your
don't go to the
name,
bar, and watch this game, I'll see if I can come on live. But
every
I
time I
might be at
say
the
your
bar.
name for a week straight, it's I love Texas. So remember
Coach ain't
that.
gonna be nowhere to be found
Oh,
tomorrow.
bro, I don't run from nothing. If we lose, which ain't gonna happen, I'll be here to take my smoke. I eat smoke, bro. I want it all. Well, that's gonna be boy. Y'all gonna have me tuning into the game tomorrow. Look at that. I'm gonna be talking. I'm
Hey,
gonna be
tune into
talking.
the
I'm gonna
game.
watch the game anyway.
It's like it's your second team, so
Don't
much
act like
about
you want to watch that game.
it.
What you say, Red?
I'm saying, talking about like he wasn't gonna watch the game anyway.
Yeah, he was definitely gonna watch the game.
Y'all will make me watch the game tomorrow. I was doing something else. I had a busy schedule.
Boy, look at all that saltiness running out of Red right now, boy. Ooh, look at all that saltiness.
Ain't like you weren't gonna watch the game tomorrow when we all know you
Stop
were.
being
Even if it's just to watch us get beat.
You got a whole year to prepare for Bama next year. We'll be in Athens next year. We're gonna be in
Yeah, you're
Athens
right, because
next
you
year,
ain't gonna be in the SEC championship game.
and you won't either. You'll have 2 losses. You'll have 2 losses.
Coach, first of all, you haven't beat us yet, okay? So
You going to have 2 losses, as I said, bro.
no,
Look,
you're
y'all
gonna
gonna learn. Listen, y'all gonna learn to listen to me. I told y'all we was going. Every time I make a prediction, and the shit comes true. I don't know why y'all
When
have
was the last time you
still
made a prediction that
refused
was
to
correct?
listen to me. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
Wait a minute, Coach. What was your last
you
prediction that came true, Coach? What was your
That's
last one that came true?
what I'm trying to figure out.
That we was going draft a quarterback, and everybody told me I was crazy. I ain't know what I was talking about. This, that, and the third.
He right about that one now.
Oh, okay. I thought,
John, he was the only person that said it, and we all told him he was crazy as hell, and it came.
Oh
true.
yeah, I remember. Now, Coach, he did call
also
that.
said that the best quarterback was gonna be the quarterback that the Patriots took.
Oh, Drake May, yeah, he did say that.
Yeah,
He did say that.
I did.
Yep.
Drake May was his boy.
I guess that killed that sorry prediction is.
No, it hasn't. Just because he can play great, he ain't gonna be great.
Coach, you got on my ass when I was saying we should draft Jaden Daniels. I remember that now. Thank you.
Yeah. I said, yeah. No. It wasn't Jaden Daniels.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't. I was
Hey, you just said Title was right. Now don't say you're wrong now, but you ain't gonna get your way.
We were both on the Jaden Daniels hype train.
When man, you said Jaden Daniels all
yeah, we was on the hype train for real.
No. I never said. No, it wasn't, bro. He
was pleading to grab.
Let me finish. My issue was never with Jaden Daniels. I was cool. I was okay with him. My issue was always Michael Penix, and we drafted Michael Penix. I never had an issue with Jaden Daniels. It was always Penix because of his injury history and his age.
No, cause
Nah, that wasn't me. That
I'm
wasn't me,
saying,
bro.
Coach, me and Keita was saying Jaden Daniels. You like, why you want to draft him when the best quarterback is Drake May? I remember that vividly, Coach.
No, bro. I may have said that, but I wasn't
All
opposed to
his
doing it
predictions gonna
though.
be correct if he
Okay.
can't remember the bad ones.
No, what I'm saying is I may have said that, but I was not opposed to him. I was
Yeah, you
opposed to
probably
Michael
only had the
Penix.
one good prediction, man.
I did not want Michael
He can
Penix
never have a
at
bad
all.
prediction if he going just change it. Like I mean, bro,
I don't remember saying that, but I know I was
I
against
don't
Michael
remember none of
Penix.
my predictions either, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, remember this one: 52-24 loading.
John, you gonna lie tomorrow after the
We
game?
ain't gonna forget that delusional.
It depends. It depends because I might be going to the bar to watch it. If I'm going to the bar, it'll be late when I get back.
All right, we'll look and see what you're gonna do. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up for the night. Go ahead, John, and let everybody know where they can find you at, bro.
Oh, and before I do that, guess what? Our defense, the Falcons' defense, is better than the Ravens right now. So
are we better than the Ravens against the run?
That horrible third down stat.
Keely, overall defensive stats, Keely. Against the run, what did y'all say we were? 32nd. So
31st against the run.
31st. So hey, Baltimore ain't down that far. They ain't down that far. But you can find me. Well, first of all, appreciate y'all letting me play in the yard tonight with you. And I'm taking my toys and I'm going home. Back to my show, the eye test, which can be seen on Wednesdays at 10 o'clock, along with my partner Winston. I guess he done went on to bed or whatever.
Yeah, he had to get up in the morning.
Oh, okay. And hey, go get them Sunday, Falcons. Go get them. I don't want to hear no mess. I don't want to hear no muss. I don't want to hear no fuss. Go get them.
All right, Coach. Any final shots? Any parting words?
Yeah, man. I just want to make sure anybody who can hear my voice, that's a Georgia fan who had that smoke today and all week, just make sure you can be found tomorrow. That's all I'm gonna say. And Red, what time you gonna be on in the morning? Because I'm gonna hop on there and I'm throwing smoking shots on there as well as I'm driving to Austin to get ready and drunk and hyped to watch my bull stomp on them puppies all day.
We'll be on at 11.
11 Eastern or
no 11.
Y'all
that's
Eastern,
10.
right?
That's 10 o'clock. That's 10 o'clock your time, Coach.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure if that was Eastern. All right, 10. All right, bet. Yeah, I'll be on the road. I'll listen to y'all while I'm on the road.
You better save some of that liquor for after the game.
I ain't gonna need none of it. I'm gonna drink it while I'm driving down. Well, hold on, let me rephrase that.
Yeah, the Coach won't need you to go that far. Don't go that far, Coach. Don't do that, Coach. Don't do that, Coach. Don't do that, Coach.
I'm trying to figure out how he asking that man was it 11 o'clock Eastern.
Because I forgot that
Wait, he on Central Time.
Yeah, I'm on Central.
I know. He asking Eastern like somebody calling from California. So.
He drunk. Coach drunk now. Man.
You
think I'm wearing this in California? Now, you
think
I'm wearing this? Hey, Coach, I'm wearing this red? You tight?
Hey, Coach, you need to be leaving for Austin now.
California.
You need to be leaving for Austin now.
All right, Red, go ahead and take us home.
Need to be heading up 45 now.
All right, Tidy. Thanks for having me tonight, big dog. Much love to you, man. Love Atlanta Bird Gang, Waffle House. Y'all can catch me on 11 a.m. Red and Real Sports Show tomorrow. We'll be back live doing pretty much the week's topics of events. So everything that'll happen this week, probably gonna give it a few minutes to talk along. Definitely gonna get these Bulldogs a shout out. Definitely gonna get the Dirty Birds a shout out. We need wins by both this week. 2-0, baby. Let's do it. Even the Hawks. Well, nah. I don't say the Hawks couldn't even get a preseason win this week. Well, come on, Hawks. Maybe you can win your first game this Wednesday, though.
Don't go that far. Don't go that far.
Okay. But Bulldogs and Falcons, let's go, baby. Tidy, thanks for having me again tonight, big dog.
Yeah, appreciate you for coming
John,
on, bro. Thank you.
John,
All right.
I'm gonna catch you. When I catch you, everybody, holler at you. Thanks for jiving with you, chatting with you tonight. I'm out.
Peace. All right, James, any parting shots before we get out of here, bro?
Yeah, you can catch me. I'm gonna be on the eye test this Wednesday, and hopefully you have the Waffle House next Friday. I'll be on there, and I'll also be on the Red Post tomorrow when he's talking about Carson Beck every 30 seconds on Facebook tomorrow.
All right.
Don't worry, Jay. I'm gonna be tagging you. Gonna be tagging Titus, so we gonna see everybody's coming tomorrow.
That's what's happening. All right, y'all. So y'all make sure to check out James and also John on the eye test at 10 p.m. tomorrow. Subscribe to the eye test. Make sure to subscribe to Rev and Ron. They will be on tomorrow at 11 p.m. And we'll be back Falcons post game AM. I'm sorry, my bad. 11 a.m. Rev and Ron show. And I also want to thank the entire chat for rocking with us, man. I know we come on late. And I also want to thank the panel. Appreciate y'all coming on every weekend showing love. Thank you, gentlemen. Y'all be safe. Peace out. God bless. Out.
Bye-bye.
Later.